And welcome to the Average Black Man. Shizo. Got morphine to God. Unmute yourself.
Hey, how everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another.
Yeah, I said it to her. I'm so used to saying the Average Black Man show.
Yeah,
Welcome to the more contentious conversations with the Average Black Man. Yes.
yes.
And today's topic of the DJ is, are single people killing marriage? With just redefining marriage and redefining relationships and trying to redefine what is and isn't tradition.
Right.
So how you feel about that?
I mean, with the climate that's going on right now, I would definitely say that on these social media streets, you guys, that it's a high climate of what is expected out of relationships right now. And I think things are going back. It's going back into time. And everybody kind of just want that old thing back, that 1970s relationship back. That's just my take on it,
man. Yeah. They want that 1950s back, but they want it one-sided.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's one-sided. Either the women want it on their side, or
man wanted on his side.
And the man wanted on his side, People, we got to do better. But we're going to dive deep into this. We're going to go into the ins and outs and our opinions, along with some of the social media opinions, because we always in these social media streets. We're going to go with some of those as well.
Yeah, social media streets for sure. These KS's and Cynthia G's and all of that.
The Kendras and
Kendra's,
all of them. I mean, all of them. We can't forget none of them. We ain't gonna forget none of y'all. Shout out to all of y'all. But yeah, definitely about to dive deep into this and make critique some of the things that y'all say, because it's not that what you guys say. I would say it's more of what you said that echoed in the chambers in these social media streets.
Right. And on this episode, we gonna open up the calls, pretty quick, because we want this is more of an opinion show today. So we want to see how everybody feel and everybody's get down on the situation. Mm-hmm. Indeed. So I'm just go ahead. I'm getting the link together so people can join.
I was sharing things as we was talking or whatever, but I can't see the viewers on my end. Can you see some on your end?
I'm not even on that screen, honestly. We got a couple of them so far. We just went live. We only been live a little minute, so they're gonna come.
But it's cool as long as we got a couple of them. Well, I'm gonna start off this with the premise of this, because let me pull up the rules and engagements of relationships right now. The dynamics has totally changed right now in relationships. People wanting more. Women are wanting more providers. Men are wanting more submissive women. More of a domestic woman. Let me break this down. More so domestic and agreeable. That's what men are looking for. At least in these social media streets, this is what they're saying. Now, I don't know, when you meet this guy, is these his talking points, but I'm just going to say in these social media streets, they really talking heavy about how women just are not giving them what they want domestically, what they want. They bitches can't cook. Their cleaning skills sucks, and they ain't getting no sex. Most importantly, like if I see another post about a dude not getting any, ladies, do better. Don't be.
It ain't just the ladies, it's the dudes too. You know, we not entitled to it the same way women aren't entitled to our protection. You know, it's those are those dynamics that need to be redefined because you know men feel like if I pay the bills, you owe me the cuckoo. Ladies feel like, but just because I'm a woman,
Mm.
I deserve everything you have to offer me, not just one thing, but everything. They want it all, brand new socks and drawers.
But listen. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. The thing about that is that when we have these expectations, we got to think about compatibility. I said this in my last show. I think people are trying to force compatibility instead of understanding that when you meet someone, of course a man is going to want a woman to submit to him, but we also talked about the expectations and the levels of submission. We definitely got into the levels. Mr. Man, shout out to him, LV, who definitely broke that down. There's levels to the submission thing. So we broke that down in the last show. So men want, in my opinion, more respect and loyalty more than anything. And as long as they could get these things, then I think her not knowing how to cook can be learned, or her not being the most OCD woman in the world can be work. We can work at this thing together once respect and loyalty is established. But we cannot force compatibility with the expectation of submission.
All right,
And
so the link is in the comments on YouTube. I'm trying to get to your page so I can throw the link on there so you can pin it.
sending in the bed chat.
It's
Oh,
the
I
same
see
one
it.
I sent you. Yeah,
Yeah, I see it. I'm gonna drop that.
I done already put it. I done already put it on there on your YouTube. It's already there. You just got to pin it.
All right, which is crazy because I've been trying to do that. I'm trying to find it on my YouTube. All I see is your YouTube more so than my own. Let me go to my own.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what we are. Is that everybody wants somebody to be traditional for them, but not them be traditional in return. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like women are saying, I want you to be a man and pay all the bills because it's a man's job to do that. But I'm not gonna be a homemaker. I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna do this, and my money is my money, but your money is my money.
Right.
Yes.
That don't work like that. It don't work like that at all. Um, ladies, when it comes down to actually having if you got a basic guy, say he makes $40,000 a year, you cannot expect him to pay all the bills, knowing that your lively expenses is more than his. Like, I don't understand how that works.
Right. We live in a society to where, let's just be real. You gotta have two incomes, which is why a lot of women are working two jobs, but they don't understand that if they had a partner, they wouldn't have to work two jobs. Each individual would play their part, but they want to use that. I work two jobs. It's a flex. They want to say it's a flex. I work two jobs. You ain't shit. Well, baby, you wouldn't have to work two jobs. You wouldn't have to have all that pressure if you let me, shoulder some of it as your man. That's what I'm here for. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But that's not what she on. That's not what women are on these days. It's no, you the man. You supposed to pay everything. Everything.
I think
Cigarettes,
a lot of
weed,
these women,
Tennessee
I think a
weed.
lot of these women be looking for like a free ride, like straight up, just looking for a free ride, looking for a guy to just, a knight in shining armor. So I am going to agree with the Disney idealistics and ideology where women think that they're going to have this guy that is kept to save a hoe and just pay for everything, and her she's going to basically keep all her money, bank all her money, and when she leave you, she wants your money too.
Right.
Now, on the flip side of that, for men, men also want submission just off the gun bust. Like, I meet you, I take you out. I think I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be like real blunt. I think men expect submission after sex. Like the first time they have sex, they just expect you. They really expect you to just submit from that point on. And I'm like, oh wow. They expect sex after a date, the first date. They expect
We talked about
you.
this already. That's what date stand for.
No,
DATE.
it does not stand for
That's
dick
it.
at the end. We're not having this conversation. It does not stand for that. Like, no,
Dick at the end.
no.
And for everybody that's watching, thank you so much. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe. And there is a link in the comments for you to come on up. We want to hear everybody's opinion, what everybody got to say. We definitely encourage the people to come up.
I don't think women gotta go have sex with every dude that they date. That's crazy.
But that's the thing,
Women
though.
ain't gonna want to go on dates no more. We ain't gonna want to go out with you.
We live in a society though where women believe that, like, I want, we're gonna fuck first and see if I like you later, because she don't want to invest all of this time and get emotionally involved, and then you get to the sex and then it's terrible. It's like
I
now it's
mean,
a
to teach
waste.
the
Now
dude
it's
how to.
now it's a waste. Like now I'm involved as a woman with this man, and we're not sexually compatible. So that's gonna become an issue in the long term. So unless you trying to say no, not there, lick no lick to the side, we'll flip the hood up. Okay, lick that part. Unless you try to give him instructions on how to pleasure you, you know.
Well, one would think that, right? One would think that no one knows how to pleasure you, whether it's a woman or whether it's a man. You're gonna have to teach that person your love language and what you like in sex. That's a given. Why people think that someone is supposed to know this off the gun bus, like it's a one switch fits all type person. It's what makes the next person have an orgasm is not going to, and the last person have an orgasm is not going to make the next person have an orgasm. That's just that. Now, that's on that tip. But on the tip of domestication, now I think, this is just my opinion, I think if said woman has job and works job, then certain domestication, meaning chores around this house, is going to be shared because it's only 24 hours in a day and 86. So you're
Right.
gonna have to share some of the domestic duties. Like there's no other way of going around that. Now, some men be like, well, women in the 1960s was handling domestic duties and going to work. Well, brother, this ain't the 1960s, and we ain't slaves no more. Okay, you
Right.
could pick up a
Well,
broom.
no, in the 1950s and the 1960s, a lot of women didn't work, and the man held it down by himself. But we don't live in a society like the whole premise of the show, the socioeconomics of the day, are not designed for that type of situation. You
Let's
know what I
let's
mean?
let's play with that. Let's play with that. Are these type men really asking women to quit their jobs and stay home?
They saying it out loud, but that's not what they want. You know what I'm saying? They saying it because it sound good. It's a good talking point, but that's not what they want. It absolutely is not. And again, anybody that's watching, if you're watching on my YouTube, her YouTube, or her Facebook group, my Facebook group, the link is in the comments. Please don't be shy. You don't even got to get on camera if you don't want to. If your her not did and all of that, it's all good. Just
That's cool. We good.
come on
We
up.
still want you to come on. It's good. We ain't judging. The Lord said, "Come as you is, man."
Come as you are, right? Just don't come on camera and you got your titty folded over your back of your shoulder, like, oh, child, I've been in here cleaning that. So I just need somebody help me with these kids. Whew, Lord.
I just wish I could get me a good man. Don't help me with these kids because they father ain't ish.
Again, everybody watching, please click the link in the comments and come on up. but yeah, like let's play on that. Define a good man and a good woman. A lot of people that say they want a good man and they say they want a good woman, they are actually looking for, like you said, someone to better their lifestyle. They're not seeking partnership. So we need to kind of come to this understanding of what it is the socioeconomics of today present, to where we can find this sweet spot of, of commitment, uh sacrifice, that's another one, and cooperation.
Right. I think people, when they are talking about submission in relationships, are talking more so about cooperation more than subservitude. I think some people do, some men do want subservitude, even women as well. Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
I live in Motorcycle City, and everybody on a dirt bike is outside right now, and it's cold. I don't understand. But anyway, I think that it's a toss up where some women don't mind submitting in full in the full terms of, I want to say, some servitude. And that may be their love language. Their love language may be servitude. And some women actually want that to be reciprocated as well. I'm gonna serve you, you serve me sometimes as well. And it shouldn't be when I'm sick, when I can't do it for myself. Like, these things should be, it should be shown in appreciation. You know, I think
Right.
reciprocity in both of these dynamics, whether it's a man or a woman, is, they both feel like it's not being their cup is not being
Right.
filled.
And that reciprocity is the key, though, because it's like, you know serving each other is, we both go to work and we paying the bills for this house, we paying this rent. That's serving each other. That's not just what you
Hmm.
supposed. That's just not, oh, you grown, this is what we supposed to. No, that's a partnership. And the whole
Right.
concept of 50-50, where people got it fucked up, is that people think 50-50 means money. Oh, he want me to go half on the bill. No, it's half on the commitment. It's, you bring what you bring, I bring what I bring, and we're gonna bring it all together. Now,
Absolutely.
if you get hung up in the money and all of that, then you really don't want a relationship. You do want somebody to subsidize your income. You want somebody to make your lifestyle better. But that's not what a marriage and all that is at all. It's a
Well,
partnership, two people coming together to say, we're going to build a legacy of our own. We're going to raise our kids up to our ideals and our expectations, and our children are going to continue our legacy into the world,
and
right?
also, and also, it is more cooperate. They're both cooperating, the man and a woman. It's just not all his way. He's not. It's not a dictatorship, and I think a lot of these things is being conveyed as a dictatorship, or for the male, for the men, and then for the women, they feel like, okay, I feel like you're dictating me, so I gotta get some of my control back. I don't want to release all of my control. Which, we're humans.
That's a
It's
bad
okay
mindset.
to not want to release total control, you know?
But that's what it that's but that's the
It's not
thing.
a bad, it's not a bad thing.
That's the problem, is that people see it as, I'm losing control over my program. I want this person to get on my program. Women say, I want my husband to be on my program. Men say, I want my woman to be on my program. Men are saying, I'm the man, I'm supposed to lead, but he ain't never been captain of a football team before. Said the only thing he know
Mhm.
how to do is lead a raid in Call of Duty in 2K or something. But when it comes to leading the relationship in a direction, this is why people have to take time to vet one another. A first date is not the time to say, well, what is it you're looking for? Stop saying that. That's just my opinion. Stop saying that. Well, what are you looking for? Because that person is going to say a whole lot of stuff that's going to create a situation where two things are going to happen. One, they're going to be fake. They're going to say, okay, this is what this person wants, and I like this person, so I'm going to make a fake version of myself to meet their expectations. That's one.
True.
Two, you're gonna just say, "Oh no, you're not. You're that's not what I want, so I'm out. I don't want to even take the time to get to know you to see if there can be a compromise. I don't even want you didn't already told me everything I need to know right now on the first date. You looking for marriage and you want to have 13 kids. That's not what I want. When later on down the line, that person's gonna change, as you get to know each other and all of that, and each person conveys their issues and their expectations, their desires, their wants and goals. You can find that healthy medium in there. You know what I mean? But if you just go into it like, oh hell, not that, you know what I mean? Like even with finances, if a man is making 50K and a woman, oh, he don't make enough money. Well, he make 50K now. Guess what? He can get a raise tomorrow. He can get a promotion in a week, and then he makes more than that. So you're gonna just dismiss him right out the gate because he not making what I need him to make right now. You know what I'm saying? It's that
Instead of, actually getting up and go get a job or getting a better career so y'all can have more money. So if he make $50,000 a year and you make $30,000 a year, together that's what?
80 grand. That's an
Six,
$80,000
80
house.
grand, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
80
$80,000.
grand. Give it take 10,000 because it's expenses and shit.
Even if
So
she
let's
even if
say
she makes 50, if she makes 50 and he makes 50, that's $100,000 household.
it's a hundred
That's the
thousand.
whole that's the whole concept of the power couple that women always be talking about. That's what a power couple is you're taking your assets, he's taking his assets, we're putting it together, and now you have an empire.
Right, right.
That's, and anybody in the
I,
comments, please come up. Y'all don't be shy. We got people while I see that we got viewers. Y'all don't be scared. Look in the comments. The link is in the comments.
yeah, we done shared it over all the platforms, whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube. Both platforms we have shared the link on there. Just come on up. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Don't be
We're
scared.
nice. We ain't gonna bite you. We're not gonna bite you.
I'm gonna
Might
keep
debate
mine.
you,
Don't be
but we ain't
scared.
gonna might force you into a good conversation, but we're not gonna bite you. um Listen, I ain't been married. I can't get anecdotal here, but from what my consensus and according to my research, I just think that it's a narrative that's going on, and I think that when it comes down to the social economics, and we're talking about this, women being in the house and should stay home for the first 5 to 6 years after children, is just not compatible to what we need economically. It's not. I think that will fuck up our economy if, let's say, 40% of women decide to leave the workforce. Yeah. My dude, if 30% of us decide to leave the workforce, we might create a Great Depression in this motherfucker. Like, when we
Well,
having these conversations, are we thinking about these things?
right. What it would mostly affect though is the public service industry because that's where the majority of women are. Before people come out and be like, "Well, they got women that's working in offices and CEOs," and yes, that is 100% true. There are women in positions in leadership roles, but a majority of women are nurses, nurse practitioners, in-home care, nursing
Right.
homes, stuff like that. That's the majority, service. And
Yeah.
on the flip side, there's men in this, there's men in public works too. They got men that work in hotels and 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 public service, police officers, firemen. That's all public works. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
we can't say one gender has a more defined role than the other because there's that argument where men built the world. All the build. Show me a construction crew of all women. Okay, can't you're not gonna see a construction crew. of all women. You're not. This is
It's
true.
just not. It's just not going to happen.
But you're not gonna
However,
see
we need more than
you're not
construction
gonna see a,
crews to run
right,
the
but you're not
world
gonna
and the
see
economy.
you're not, you're not gonna see a brothel full of men though. That's public works. We need that.
Let's bring it back. Let's legalize prostitution, man. We gonna put that shit. When that come up on the ballot, I think the average
Men
black
are
show
gonna
on more
over
contentious media
men
is
are
going to
gonna
be like
overwhelm
covering the.
you. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that live, right?
Yeah, we definitely gonna do that live, like covering the story.
Yeah, we're gonna see that live.
Yeah, we definitely covering that. Um, Listen, man, why can't we all just get along? Let's get into these to some of these links. Let's
Oh
dive
yeah.
into that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna dive into the links. We're gonna
Go ahead
dive
and
into the links. We're gonna dive. We're gonna dive. We're gonna
go
dive
ahead and
into
share your
the.
screen when you're ready.
Oh, it's my links. I know we were sharing my links.
Well, we discussed this pre-show.
I mean, I thought you had links too.
Not for this topic. I got whole video clips, just not for this topic. For the next go around, the next what I got, that for next week, I'm ready for the whole, the single mother, the single father argument. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The childless man dating a single mother, and the childless woman dating a man that has kids too.
I mean,
That's
isn't this the same conversation? Or we not? Or we
this
just
is
didn't get to
marriage.
that part of the conversation?
No, this is relationships and marriage. How the passport bros contradict themselves. They say shit like, marriage is worthless. Marriage is
Mm.
worthless. But get a passport and go find you a
That's the
wife.
Ming. That's the Mingtao guys. Like
Yeah. But how is
that's the
marriage
Ming.
worthless? How can you say marriage is worthless? And then your next sentence be, but get a passport and go find a wife. Marriage is worthless, but go get a wife in
But
another
marriage
country.
is worthless, though.
Yeah. Right. So what we got going on?
All right,
A
wait.
man needs to allow a man needs to be the provider and protector. If a
Can you
woman
prove? Can you spell check and prove? Like, can you read the way that she was supposed to say it?
uh, no, a man needs to always be the provider and protector if the woman is the breadwinner in the family. She's allowed to step out because you're less than a man. Oh shit. Okay, so this is what I was thinking. If that's
A
the
man
case,
needs to always be the provider. If the woman is the breadwinner in the family, then she's allowed to step out because you less than a man, mother. Yeah, I mean, but hold up, wait a goddamn minute. Look, wait a minute. Do that mean when women share men, they less than a woman?
right? That's a good point. That's a good question. You know,
Because I
she's
do
not,
math on both
she's not,
sides. I don't know about
yeah.
nobody else.
Is she not woman
Now,
enough for him that he got to go get him another one? You got to have an extra one.
yeah. I'm like, hold up, wait a goddamn minute. Y'all gotta think of when y'all making these posts, think about how
Yeah,
it sounds if the
that
shoe was
that
on the other
that sound,
foot.
that sound like to me. That sound like to me. Since my woman got little titties, I got to go get another one with big ones, just to make up where she lacking, make up where she's slacking off. She's slacking off on the breast department, so I got to go get I got to go get some breasts, so I could be fulfilled as a man.
That's just
Hey,
wrong.
but like I said, like you said, the math on the other side. If he coming in like this, does that give her right to go get one of these? You sharing your
You see
screen
my
again?
face. My face is just like we gotta
You a
review
painter?
this one more time. We gotta let
You
the
a painter?
viewers see this one more again. One more again. Even though she has a lot of typos in this here. Okay, we're just gonna read it the way it was supposed to be typed. because she wasn't supposed to type this here. So a man needs to always be the provider and the protector. If the woman has to be the breadwinner, then she's allowed to step out because he's less than a man. And I'm gonna say, mm, see, listen, sis, when you open up this can of worms, this open up a whole can of worms. You hear me? Because now you all you saying, oh yeah, let me stop sharing. Let me stop sharing. All you saying says is that he paid a cost to do whatever the fuck he want. If he say hop on one foot, you supposed to hop on one foot. If he say earth, and I want you to earth, you supposed to go earth, okay? Because that's what he paid you to do. Now,
Right. What
don't
kind of
don't
food do
don't
you
get
like?
your
Whatever you like. What kind of movies you want to
like
watch? Whatever you want to watch.
whenever you like. Because that's what he paid you for. He paid you to not have a goddamn opinion. Okay? Now remember, let me get on the mic. Now remember, this is what you asked for. And don't come back over here bitching. Because this is what your crazy ass asked for. I'm gonna say I do not second that motion. What type of money do he gotta pay to get that type of fucking attitude?
Right. That ties into that money ties into this notion of I want a six-figure man. It's like you do understand that in all the United States, all men, don't matter, black, white, Asian, yellow, green, purple, blue, turquoise, polka dot, only like 10%, 8 to 10% make that kind of money. And
Mm-hmm.
usually those men are already married. So
They got married 15 years ago.
right, they got married to that chick that understood like I see where his potential was going, and I'm gonna stick to it. I'm get in now while he broke, so we get that prenup ain't got to even exist because he don't know nothing about it just yet because ain't nobody got his ear because he broke.
Ain't nobody getting his ear. Cause he ain't got no money and he don't know if he gonna make this dream be a reality. And I don't know if this dream gonna be a reality, but I know I love this dude and he love me and he love my funky draws. And I love when he farts at night. Like I love all that shit.
Right. Everybody watching,
You know?
come on up, please. Click the links in the comments. Come on up. Don't be scared. We want to hear your opinion. This is the opinion show. We want everybody to come on up and say what you got to say.
I mean, and again, you don't have to get on camera. You could come on audio only. We're cool with that. We're gonna be on camera, but you can stay in audio. And just
That's
what's your
right.
opinion?
I got my teeth done so I can smile and be on the camera like, yeah, got my teeth done.
No, he got his dentures in. That's what he want to say.
I mean,
He ain't saying it for real. For real.
I ain't that old yet. I ain't that old.
The jaws come out, y'all.
Uh,
He
no,
in a little cut right next to him
I
at the
put them in
nightstand.
here, you know what I'm saying, so I can get tipsy throughout the day, you know what I'm saying, let them soak in the bubble.
Throughout the live, we're periodically going to be drinking to code words that y'all don't know about.
Right. But yeah, we got viewers. Y'all don't be shy. Y'all come on up. The links are
I
in the
said,
comments.
I can't see them. I can't see the viewers because it's
Yeah.
not my turn to host.
No, it's all Gucci. It's all Gucci.
All right,
But yeah,
I shall wait till then. I got another link that I'm about to put up. Give me a second. Can you give him a little opinion about how you let me start it off before I walk out this door real quick because I gotta go get something real quick. So Timotheus, what is your thoughts on this post? What are some of your thoughts on a man having to be the sole provider? What is your thoughts on that? And a woman not saying she don't want to provide, but let's say she doesn't level up or measure up, should I say, excuse me, in the domestic department. What's your thoughts on that?
if a man is gonna be a sole provider, then that woman he's with, if that's what she claims she believes in, is 1950s tradition, then she has to uphold 1950s tradition. You can't be lazy. You got to cook. You got to clean. You got to wash his drawers. You got to shut up. You got to bring him a plate. That's just what it is. And vice versa.
Mhm.
Vice versa. If you a man and you gonna say you the man of the house, where you got to come home, and if you want to say you want to have those 1950 standards, you got to come home and you got to give your wife your whole paycheck except for your little pocket change, so she could pay all the bills and all of that. Let her control the money, because that's the
That
1950s.
part,
That's the
that part, because
1950s.
that's they be skipping
But that's
past that part. You ready to come home and drop off a check? Drop
right,
them checks off to them young girls y'all want to fuck with
right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
over here trying to get a 18, 20-year-old to have a 34-year-old mindset. Where they work, where they do that at? Meanwhile, you get to grow in regular time. You get to mature in regular time, but she has to mature and become one almost woman like by the age of 16. So by the time she turns 19, 20, she could meet you and be on the same mentality and maturity that you are. How that work?
how that works.
Human evolution don't work that way. Not no more. It used to. So how come back in the day they don't talk about when women were getting married to older men? They're not talking about men in their 40s. They're talking about men in their 20s. Why
Mm.
they're not talking about back then when men had to almost be an adult at 15 years old? Like he grew up as fast as she grew up. Where now the conversation is like, well, we want to date women that's in their 20s so we could avoid geriatrical birth,
Geriatric.
geriatrical births. So I'm like, well, technology has come a long way since then. And you don't have to have thousands of dollars for you to conceive. Your insurance pay for that shit. So, in a lot of situations, your insurance will pay for hormones and things of that nature. If need to, I just don't want men to walk around having raw sex with a 31-year-old, a 32-year-old, a 35-year-old, thinking she can't get pregnant, or her risk is lower because she's older. No, she's not 50 yet, honey. She's not 45 yet. She is very still fertile. Especially the ones that don't get on birth control all their lives. They super fertile. They've been fertile to they get the menopause.
Mm-hmm. The men all pause when you walk into the room.
I got a question. It's not off topic, but I got a question. When women take birth control, right? That means for some of us, we don't ovulate. Do we get to save our eggs since we don't ovulate? Do our eggs just be on pause on save game? I always wondered that. We don't have periods. We don't ovulate. So the egg never goes to the fallopian tube down to the uterus. It never flows that way. So do our eggs just chill? Like we just still got those thousands of eggs at the birth control? Like
I don't know.
I be wondering these things.
Maybe it's like if you leave eggs sitting out too long, they go bad.
If they did, then women would have periods. Well, women still do have periods during their birth control, but I know with certain birth control, you don't ovulate. So
Yeah, because on the
I just
pill,
always wonder.
that's what the different colors are on the pill. Like these ones are when you take when you're not on your period. Then when your period come, you take these other colors. So I don't
Yeah, I
know.
never took the pills.
I don't know
I
about
always
I don't
got
know
a
about the
shot
shot.
or
Yeah, I don't know about the shot and all of that, right?
a shot in
Um,
the IUD. But I always wonder that.
I
And
don't know.
if say
Maybe it come out when you boo boo. I don't know.
say that's true, guys. Say that's true. Say women actually do like conserve our eggs is on reserve and shit. Then that definitely means a woman my age that's supposed to have what over 20,000 eggs probably got like 50,000, like because they never went anywhere.
Yeah,
Now you got
y'all are
fucking
actually
triplets,
born
and
with
she's
like
30 fucking two.
y'all are
You like,
born
how
with
did
like
this
a
happen?
y'all are born with like a million eggs, and then
Yeah, but we lose them along the way.
mhm.
So
One of
I'm
my
just saying, if she never loses them, do she gets to keep them?
that's a
Like
good
science
question.
don't explain that part.
That's a good one. I guess they age or something with the body. I don't have no idea how that works. That's a good question.
Again, and she would have a period. That it has to release that egg. It has to be released for it to get old.
Right.
So
Yes, it's true. This is true
y'all
indeed.
gonna fuck a 30-year-old that's been on birth control since she was 20 and she just got off, and you gonna fuck around and have triplets,
Yeah, quadruplets, huh?
quadruplets, or some shit. Cause she been her eggs just been sitting in reserve, just chilling. Like I don't got nothing to do today. I don't got no crap, no job. It's a Friday. Eggs just on chill mode.
Yeah, they marinating.
Super marinating. Uber marinating. All right, we're gonna go to this next slide. We're gonna go to this next slide.
Okay. Let me my joint.
It seemed like ain't no viewers getting on. This might be a short show. I might get some
Yeah,
sleep tonight.
yeah, this might be a short show. Everybody's scared to come on. Come on up. Tell us how you feel about, redefining, redefining traditional values, because we live in a society now to where, everybody works. It's not like we don't live in a society where you can really function on the one income, unless you're in an upper echelon, and if you're a small percentile uh income group, so
So
come up on
what about the guys that feel as though that if they not the primary
breadwinner.
breadwinner, right? That they're not doing their job. Like they're not being a man. They don't feel like they're thriving in a manhood and a masculinity. What about those guys?
Those are men that need to get their self-esteem together, and stop trying to, you know, the same way we all say don't live beyond your means, stop trying to date
Mhm.
beyond your means. And women too. If you can't be the average chick and then think you're gonna get an above average dude. You can't be an average dude and think you're gonna get an above average chick. It's just simple math. It's I'm not the finest dude in the world. I can have all the confidence in the world, but if I approach a woman, she'd be like, "You're not, no, thank you, not my type." I can't get mad and be like, "Well, fuck you, there, bitch." You know what I mean? I gotta accept that. The woman that I like don't like me, and that's okay. You're gonna come across that,
It's a lot of women and it's a lot of men that just don't or can't take rejection well. So they're going to try to find some absolutes in life, but not in life, but in a relationship. So they're going to try to find as many absolutes as they can in their future relationships or the relationships that they're trying to court. That just is what it is. Now, I would say this for the guys that feel as though that they're not exuding in their manhood if they're not paying all the bills. I'm gonna just say this: stop slow fucking tricking. Either do it full out or don't do it the fuck at all. Because women that like you and love you will spend money on you. Like every time she goes out and she buys the kids, herself, the house, you're going to be included because she's always going to be thinking about your ass every time she walk past that damn ugly ass pair of drawers she don't like, but she think you will like. Or that cup that just got your name written all over, or whatever the hell she sees. Like that's how we think, and we do show appreciation in buying things. It
right?
might not be as much as it costs as much as y'all what y'all paying for, but we definitely show money and show appreciation in things that we buy and the gifts that we give. And
Right.
it's not always in the form of food going down. So stop being so that's another thing I want to say about y'all men. Stop being so damn easily oppressed by normal shit. It's normal to get a good plate of food. It's abnormal to get a bad plate of food. Make that abnormal
Yeah, the
in your
comments is good.
lifestyle.
Yeah, I like to buy my husband M&Ms when I go to the store.
She listen. She walked past and she was in the checkout aisle, and she looked up and seen them M and M's. It was like, honey, gotta have those M and M's. Like you
But
just
see,
gotta have those.
it's little stuff like that that's considered thoughtful that a lot of people don't really pay attention to. Like if you know that your girl like whatever it is, and you see something, unless your house is full of shit and you a pack rat, maybe pick it up for her. But if you got 15 million of them, you don't need 15 million in one.
15 million in one, like that's a little
Yes, that's a little too much.
third.
All right,
All
I see
right.
you got another link popping.
Yeah, I got another link popping. This one says, I actually got going there. Says Mack Jackson. He's addressing Mr. Travis is addressing Mr. or Mrs. Jackson. We don't know if that's a girl or guy. That the jury's out on that, but we're going to say it. It's addressing Jackson, and it says, "What is your issue with people that go 50-50? Can you explain? Are you a woman that's tired of working, that need a man to come and save you? I believe in 50-50 households. Nowadays, it's needed of two incomes. I'm gonna just edit that. That's what he should have said. The average man or woman makes 40 to 70K a year. I see a post. No, I see you post women pics in here daily. I I want I want to hear. Oh, that is not the right here, sir. I want to hear the point of view. Ooh, they point of view. I want to hear they point of view, since you're on here down in men so much. So all the women that she's posted daily, Mr. Travis would want and would like to hear their point of view of what the hell you putting on here talking about some men need to pay all these bills. Because remember, the last post by the same woman, she said that men has to provide all the bills. He has to be the breadwinner. Because if you ain't being the breadwinner, then your ass is not a real man. And that woman, by all means, have the right to step out and just go
Get
get
her some
tossed up.
extra meat. Yeah, get her some
You
extra
know,
meat.
go get her some beefcake when she wants some beefcake and she feeling beefcakey. Okay. So she
Yeah,
has the
Sherry
right to
knows
do
that.
that. Because, but she what she didn't say is that a man has a right to do the same thing if he's paying all the bills. But I'm gonna just slide that on in there because that's what she
Right. 'Cause
insinuated.
that's the other half of the math, right?
That's the other half of that math. And then with this right here, this guy's like, well, what's the problem going 50-50? I happen to like households that goes 50-50. Now, it might not really, no one goes, listen, most women don't go 50-50. We go like 40-60, 20-80. But that whole splitting down the fucking middle shit, we ain't trying to do that. Now, we will because we love you. We will because it's the better thing to do for our income. But to think that that's what we want to do, I don't know. Dude, be real. Would you want to do it if you had a choice not to? Let's put that math on the other foot. Now I know men got pride. I know you got pride. I know you can do bad all by yourself, my man. But if you had the
That's the
choice,
whole woman. That phrase is a woman's phrase. I can do bad all by myself.
I don't care. I'm gonna
That
use it. I'm a
that
woman.
that whole statement is to justify being single.
So
That's
that's
just
why hence why I used it. So I know he can be bad all by himself. But brother, if you could pay 40 or 20 and still get respect and still get submitted to, what you say, no? No, there are some guys that would. I'm gonna say you local, baby. Like that's crazy. I mean, I'm not a person that turned down free money. Maybe you are. I would love to have those type of rich problems. Where
mm,
I could be like, no, I don't need 50,000. What's 50,000 a year? What's 100,000? I make that.
watch
That ain't
outside.
that ain't no money. I would love to have those problems. All
Right. I don't
right,
know.
next slide. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the last slide.
Yeah,
We still
I guess we could just run this last 10 minutes out and have some closing arguments because all the viewers is scared. Like, yeah, they scared.
we
Where
still got
where
some good clips out of this. We still
where,
gonna get
where
some good
everybody at?
clips out of
Where
this. It's
everybody
cool.
at?
At the end of the day, this is what we do, Tim. When we don't got no viewers to throw thoughts on the wall to, it's just us two.
Yeah,
Rapidoing it up.
yeah, I know we could hold it down, but I'm just do we gotta have a
We
show about
spoiled. We
yeah, we
got
gotta
spoiled.
do we have to have a show about Krishan Rock and Blueface or something like what's going on?
We got gossip.
Yeah, I'm like we're literally having a show about something that could better the community, and we only got a handful of viewers. But last week when we was talking shit, we had a gang of we had motherfuckers all on the panel arguing this shit.
But that lets us know when we have the next show about single fathers and single mothers, it's gonna be popping because
It's gonna be popular.
they like controversy. Like it just feels so empty without it. Like
Yeah, it just feels so empty.
it feels
Like,
so
cause I'm
empty
like,
without
I
controversy.
I'm even like reaching out in the back chat, like this where the homies at least. You know what I mean?
Like the usual suspects.
I'm
Where's
I'm
the usual suspects? Can you
I'm
please come out?
I'm looking. Yeah, I'm looking on there. They see the link. They see the thing. They just ain't thanging the thing. Click the thing. Click the thing.
Last time we was like in the middle, we was in the middle of the conversation and people just jumped on the live out of nowhere. We like, oh shit. I think that was the first time we started to be consistent. And it was just a whole bunch of viewers just popping in on the StreamYard out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh man. Like we just got into it good. We just got a rhythm of things. And here y'all go.
Yeah.
We want to come in up the break.
We just hit the rigmarole, and it was like, hey.
Are y'all gonna wait for the hour mark and want to jump in when we want to get off? They do this every show. Every show.
Right.
Every time we about to wrap the show up, here come a bunch of people.
Right. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna post some clips from what we're gonna talk about next week. Maybe just to get some people's attention. Get some tension in there. Let me see. Because next week we're gonna be on. We're gonna get down with the get down.
Get down with the get down. Get down with the get down. Get down.
Where did I put them? See this?
So you be doing too much. That's how I know it.
I do be doing too much. I've been busy though. You know what I mean? I've been trying to get everything pop locking, dropping. Pop locking, dropping.
You be doing too much.
That's logo.
But I ain't mad at it. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to do. He's supposed to do that much.
Where are my clips at? Is it over here?
Is it cold down there yet? I mean, up there? Yeah, because I'm down here. Is it cold over there?
No, it's not cold, and it's still daytime too. Show tools, banners, blah 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 blah, thumbnails.
We got a piece of daylight. It's getting dark though.
Let me just.
Maybe people are just getting off of work. We do this show every Wednesday, the same time. The same, and we advertise. You know what? If we never advertised, people would have came on the show.
And we advertised, this one. We advertise. We're gonna have to blow up the TikTok. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Seems like TikTok.
Have you ever dated a woman with children?
All right. So let me go ahead and get the clip from next week going. Since nobody want to talk about what we talk about today. All right. So I'm gonna have to pause it because it got this is the own network. So this is the own network. I'm gonna have to pause it for copyrights. But here we go.
That part.
Have you ever dated a woman with children?
I have, but I was young. I was like 22. I had a cougar. He had some younger kids. How old is your son?
He's 11.
He's 11. And from my experience, I told myself I couldn't take a woman with children seriously.
Why?
Uh-oh.
The child's always gonna come first.
You saw the face?
Pause.
You saw the face? When he said, I can't date a woman with children, she saw the face. She jumped right up like, what? You see it? Like,
She's like,
you can't date a woman with children. What you trying to say?
what you trying to say? What's up? This child is always going to come first. Even, all right, listen. Can I address that?
Mm-hmm.
Even if a woman doesn't have a child, there will always be something that may take precedence over you. It just is. And then when guys say this, like real shit, when guys say this, whether it's a woman that has a child or not, all we hear is that you're in competition with the child. That's all we heard. Because, guys, if you don't understand what I'm saying, reverse that psychology. I don't date men with kids because they kids always come first.
Before your daughter, we're breaking up. Are you serious?
Uh-oh. They go to the flip side. This is a chick in the gym talking to her homeboy, saying, no, this is how I get down.
If I don't come before your daughter, we're breaking up. Are you serious? Look at me. Am I joking? You think I don't need to come before somebody's children? We couldn't date.
You're not coming before
You don't
a
need your
goddamn
parents.
thing.
You need me.
If you're not 2 years in, you are not a priority.
The only person who should come before me is themselves. That's it.
And God?
No.
What about the kid that you have?
No.
Oh, you don't.
I definitely should come before your child. I'm your partner.
You're a sick nigga.
What is your child gonna do? Is your child gonna?
If like in that situation, you have to.
She said, what is your child gonna do? Is your child gonna smash you? That's what she said. I gotta cover. I'm the one that smashed you.
I'm the one that's fucking you. That's not a good sis. That was not a good response. That was not a good response. That was the wrong thing to say.
Right. Let's get a little more.
Between your partner and your kid, who are you choosing?
My partner.
You're sick in the head. I'm letting you die.
Look, ooh. Wow, they even said it themselves. She was like, my child cannot eat the cuckoo. What? I'm my partner come first because my child cannot eat my cuckoo. So that's
well,
her.
Look. She was fair with it. She was fair with it. She said, "Listen, I'm gonna even put the baby. If we have a baby, if I had a kid, I will put you first, babe."
Give me a high sec. Just 2 seconds. I'm gonna let the other video run again as soon as I find what the hell I did with it.
Listen, we're not going down too deep in that conversation, but I just want to say, like, listen, those are two different dynamics. I'm gonna be vague with this comment.
All right, well, I'm gonna play another joint. We'll get what you say out, and I'm gonna play another joint.
When you require something for yourself, when it comes down to things like children, just think about how it sounds if someone said it to you and it's referring to you. Just my advice. Just my advice.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play this joint, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
All right, wrap it up.
Black women, you want to know what to do for black men? Do for black men what you would do for a white man, and that would be just fine.
If you want to date outside of your race,
wait.
Black women, you want to know what to do for black men? Do for black men what you would do for a white man, and that would be just fine. Black women, you want to know what to do for black men? Do for black men what you would do for a white man, and that would be just fine.
if you want to date outside of your race, you need to be disciplined. When they say we're going to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, you better be up at 5 o'clock getting ready. They are not going to deal with the lack of discipline, and what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. And what we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that. What we make black men put up with, they are not going to go for that.
Oh shit! See, I got some heat. I
call bullshit. I call bullshit on what she said and what he said. What happened if you talking to a woman that's prejudiced? She don't like fucking white men. So you want her to treat you like she treat white men
She's talking about that
prejudiciously?
demographic. She's talking about that demographic that believe that dating other races is better because black men ain't nothing. They all dusty. We all dusties. You know what I mean? You see?
I mean,
See what? See,
let's add that math on the other side. Like you
well, hold on. Let me get
back
this out.
to
Let me get this out. Let me get this out. The bigger picture in that for me is the fact that look, I told you this was going to happen. The bigger picture for that to me is that she's admitting that women act different for other race men than they do for black men. So, but black men are consistent in being who we are, which is why you see a lot of white women that are single mothers because them niggas lead
I know you was gonna say some fly shit like that. God damn it.
That's why the divorce
We can
rate.
do it.
That's why the divorce rate with black men married to others is higher than the divorce rate for black women married to others. Because like that woman just admitted, black women actually consciously act different when they date different race men than they do with the black men. Her exact words were, what we make black men put up with, them niggas ain't gonna put up with it.
I call bullshit. Yes, they will.
What
yes,
you
they
think?
will. I think they will put up with it. And here's why. Because they're submissive. A lot of them are. Versus a black man.
What you think, Percy?
I don't know why they think a white man is stronger than a black man. More strong will. That's crazy.
Did you see the clip, Percy? I need to play it again.
Yeah, I seen it.
Okay.
I put like this. Ike said it best about Tina. That's another example about it right there. He did it.
Quote Ike.
Oh, when he was like, you ain't sing like that for me.
Exactly.
He was like, oh,
exactly.
you ain't sing like that for me, bitch, and I'm fucking you. Like, what the fuck?
You already know.
I remember that scene. He was sitting there. That sounds good. So, you ain't saying like that for me though, but that sounds good. Y'all like it? Y'all like it? It sounds real good. You remember that scene?
Nah, I don't remember that scene. It's been a minute since I've seen that movie.
Oh, as soon as he said it, I was like, oh, I know what scene he talking about. That River High Valley Low John.
Yep. See, it's the same thing, but you actually see it though. Like when you see them out, their body language is not the same. Like if you just watch them, observe them, their body language is completely different.
I'm a little too prejudiced for this conversation.
It really had. You could be prejudiced, but it is what it is. Because it's like at this point you feel that I have accomplished something, and you don't want to lose that accomplishment.
When those women get in a room full of white men, they're comfortable. When I get in a room full of white men, I am uncomfortable. We are not the same. Now, I'm not saying that's just my anecdotal point of view. It's just, like I said, some black people are prejudiced, some of them aren't. And I think every black person that's prejudiced, like we feel more safer, more comfortable around our own, more so around them. So to us hearing that, it's like, word? No, the fuck we don't. You don't want to be treated like that. Like when a guy, like for example, when a guy said, treat us like you treat your job. And I was like, yo, sometimes I treat my job like shit. I don't think you want to be treated like that. I always tell my boss, fuck this job.
Yeah, keyword is sometimes though.
Why would he want to be treated like that sometimes?
Sometimes, but you treat him like that all the time now. The difference between all the time and sometime. I'd rather take sometime than all the time.
I never had it. I don't know about that.
I
don't know about that. I don't know about women treating dudes like shit the whole time and he just staying there while he there. Isn't it like surrendering to your own abuse?
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's like a
like
woman
this,
that's getting her ass whooped and she never leaves. I don't have no sympathy for her.
it's like at the same time, it's kind of like what you're accustomed to. Like your mother could have treated you that way, so you don't really know any different.
And that's
So
the
it's trauma.
dynamic. But see, that's the dynamic though that a lot of us, in my opinion, this is opinion piece. Remember, this is an opinion piece. I think that's the dynamic that a lot of men have that grew up in that single household, is that they're used to seeing a woman in the lead. So they're okay with dating a woman and having her in the lead and telling him what to do, because that was his, and the span of his whole life was that. You know, and I think that's what a lot of, there's a lot of, you know, social media and all of this media coming in are saying, you know, that's not okay, fellas. You know, you should be respected the same way. She's not your mama. The same way she gonna tell me, don't talk to me like that. You ain't my daddy. My daddy don't even talk to me like that. You gotta hit her back with the same thing. With the same, give her back that same energy.
That same energy. You know, I mean, it just seems like in these conversations that men and women, black women and black men are saying the same thing, but no one is listening to each other.
Right. No one is. Everybody's dismissing each other's grievances, but that's, to me, more of a statement of what I said earlier in the show. Is more of I, me. A man wants a woman to get on his program. A woman wants a man to get on her program. Why are we not trying to create a program together? Like everybody wants to. People are seeking traditional values, but don't want to be traditional themselves. That's a guaranteed fail. You can't say,
"What's up, Neo? How you doing today?" He thought he was gonna sneak up on this joint and not say nothing. Nah, man. How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I'm cool. Trying to talk about the thing.
Well, we still talking about the relationships, and has relationships change, or do it needs to change due to the new social economics that is being put out here in these social media streets?
Right. Basically, you know how social media is pushing this narrative of, you know, wanting these traditional values, but we live in a society where socioeconomic standards that are set now are not conducive of, you know, 1950s way of thinking and way of thought. So we hearing women and men both say, I want you to do this from the 1950s, but I'm gonna do this from the 2000s to 23. I'm gonna be a 2023 person, but I want you to be a 1950s person. And both individuals, the man and the woman, are saying that to one another.
Right.
I don't want to know if the men are saying that.
Well, the whole narrative we see online of, you know, traditional woman, you're supposed to, that's the whole passport bro thing. They want traditional wives, women that are bred to be wives, to cater to their man, to bring me a plate, to you know what I'm saying, to take care of the house and all of that.
Absolutely.
And then on the flip side, a woman is like, well, I want you to be a man and take care of all the bills and take care of, provide and protect, but I'm gonna go to work. So if you want something to eat, you got to make it before I get home, because otherwise you're not gonna eat.
Yeah, I think you're mixing up, you know, non-traditional people with traditional people, because I don't think the same people are saying both of those things. I don't see that normally. You know, you might hear one group of men saying one thing and then another group of men saying something else, and you're saying what the men are saying is. It's not the same men saying that. Not all men are looking for the same thing, and not all women are looking for the same thing. So, you know, I think the men with traditional values want traditional values. It's not like, you know, I see them wanting traditional values, you know, period. And I feel like I'm one of the ones that want more traditional values. I respect that, you know. This new way of doing stuff ain't been working. That's one reason the traditional value conversation is coming up, because the way people are doing things right now obviously is leading to divorce. And while we're trying to change stuff, we need to go back to what it was originally because that's what worked.
Well, we don't know what it was originally. Like
we didn't
we
live in that era.
really don't know.
Yeah, we
what
didn't live
it
in that
was.
era. We weren't in the
Originally.
1950s, right? We're not from
That's
the
just an excuse. That's just an excuse. You know what it was. We all know what it was. We know. Don't act like we don't. We know what it was.
Women are told, what women are told, and what men are told is totally different. Like it's horror stories on both sides. It's horror stories of being kicked out the fucking bedroom, having to sleep on the couch. I mean, that shit started in the 60s. There's horror stories of not having sex. That's the reason why a lot of men was stepping out. That's just on the man's side.
Yeah, loveless marriages, right? Loveless marriages.
Yeah, love disparages. Then on the female side is it was a whole bunch of women not even having orgasms. The opiate fucking epidemic started in the 60s with women. Why the hell was they taking
I
so
thought
many
y'all
drugs
just said y'all didn't know what it was.
I don't. We don't.
Y'all
We
just gave
don't
a
know
breakdown
why
of
they
how it
were
was,
doing
but
all
y'all
this.
didn't know what it was.
We don't.
Everybody
We don't know
wanna.
why they were doing all this.
Yeah.
Like, what was going on in their homes for them to be doing all this shit, or for all these things to start, for feminism to start.
You talking about the '60s though, but traditional marriage has been going on since biblical times and beyond. Like this ain't nothing new. Y'all just want to focus on the '60s and '70s and be like, well, they had drug problems, they had this. But traditional values have been spanning history, you know, as far as we can go back.
Changed through history,
that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah, and the minute tradition change, here comes divorce at an all-time high.
Right.
So that's what you get. It's a give and a take. If you want marriages to work, go back to traditional values. If you don't want marriages to work, keep going the way y'all going. Simple as that. Which one do you is it obviously was. Divorce wouldn't be at an all-time high. Divorce would not be at an all-time high if it wasn't working back then. It's at an all-time high, meaning it wasn't that high before.
Well,
it's that high right now for one reason. It's that high right now for one reason. And y'all don't want to deal with that one reason.
Because of more opportunities.
No, I'm gonna address the reason right now. And this is me playing devil's advocate. The reason divorce is at an all-time high now is because one, divorce exists now and it's easily done. It's easy to do. Like we were talking about it in another conversation, Neo. Like I was saying, my viewpoint is kind of that no fault divorce, irreconcilable differences gives a person an opportunity to say, I'm not happy no more, so I want a divorce. And that's it. And they'd be like, okay, you're not happy, divorce granted. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's what y'all want. Y'all should be happy.
Well, who isn't happy? Can you again? I'ma always say for people to do math on both sides. Would you want to be in a marriage for 20 years you ain't happy in and you stuck in that motherfucker? Would you want to be in a marriage where it's sexless? Y'all not even having sex.
It wasn't like that back in the day. I don't know what you're talking about. Them niggas was getting it in.
Facts.
They were having 30 and 40 kids. They were getting it in.
And again, they were getting it in. But the statistics back then and women getting off, having orgasms was very, very low.
You're not supposed to have orgasm.
And the thing is, though, like I was saying, my devil's advocate argument is that, irreconcilable differences came in 1969 in California before it became a national law. So prior to that, because, I think they legalized divorce back in like the 1800s. That's when divorce was decreed. But when irreconcilable differences came in, that's when we saw the explosion of divorce from, people that were in marriages that didn't want to be married. I'm playing devil's advocate, like the shotgun marriage, two young kids is doing what they're gonna do. Oh, you're gonna make an honest woman out of my daughter. Let's go. Well, hey.
I don't know. I think a lot of it came to when you started to assimilate and becoming more like them than holding on to your own traditions.
I'm going to agree with Mr. Percy as well, because when Neil was talking about traditions in the biblical days, I was saying that the traditions has changed. We have adapted the more Western way of doing things, and even some places in Africa, bullshit, a lot of places in Africa has adapted the more Western way of doing things. So I think all cultures around the world has its own changes within its culture that a lot of old traditional people of that culture probably don't fucking agree with, or probably say, yo, we kind of need to go back to how things was before. As
But a
far as
good
to say
example,
was it working or not working, I'm gonna say this, what I said to Timothy is earlier. Americans are always gonna not Americans, just humans, worldwide, we're going to always evolutionize. It's always going to go more and more and more better, or more and more worse. However it is, it's just going to be different. Nothing is ever going to stay the same. It's never going to go backward. Well, it may go backwards. Fuck that. It may actually go backwards, but it's never going to stay like that for thousands of years or billions of years. It's never going to stay like that. Change is going
well,
to implement
and
itself.
well, and traditionally, a man was supposed to provide and protect. We live in a society now where women provide for themselves. So that just that one aspect alone kind of reshapes how we look at these archaic notions.
I don't
Man,
know. I think be honest with you, bro. I think women always provided for themselves in some type of fashion. I don't think it's where like the way that statement sounds is like as if the woman was just this weak species and she had no sense of direction, didn't know how to feed herself, didn't know how to clothe herself, didn't know how to house herself for anything without a man. And I do not believe that.
At one
I think
particular time,
Well,
we wasn't.
in the traditional relationships, the way it was, at one period of time, like I don't know what time period you're talking about, but the way it originally was, a woman stayed in her father's house until she moved in with her husband. It wasn't no single women running around here. She wasn't really allowed to do that. She wasn't allowed to work. She had to stay in her dad's house, her parents' house, until she got married. If a man didn't come take her out of her parents' house, she stayed in that motherfucker forever.
I agree with Neo. I agree with Neo. That's why I question, like, okay, what traditions
She wasn't
you
getting
would always
divorced. She
have
was
to
getting
go.
widowed. She wasn't getting divorced. If she was ever found single, she was widowed.
Absolutely. That was the at Percy. That was the extreme back then. And
Well, in the extreme, that's how it was supposed to go. Y'all see what happened when y'all got freedom? When y'all got on y'all own, look what y'all did.
I mean,
Now
white
you
people
got
say the
booty
same
hole
shit about black
Browns.
people.
You got booty hole Browns and all these baby mama drama city girls and yeah, y'all getting what y'all wanted, but y'all not happy with it. And instead
We
of
wouldn't
saying
be
we
happy. We
fucked
wasn't
up, instead
happy
of
back
saying
then
we fucked
neither.
up,
We
instead of
wasn't
saying
happy
y'all
back
had a
then
whole
neither.
2 hours to talk about all this stuff. It's my turn to cook now. It's my turn. Goddamn. Y'all got exactly what y'all wanted, and you're still not happy. And instead of admitting, you know what? We fucked this shit up. All this modern thinking motherfuckers, men and women, not just the women. All these modern thinking motherfuckers fuck shit up. And instead of admitting it and just going back to tucking your tail and licking your wounds and go back to traditional values, you want to justify these modern values that fucked up relationship. I see the show said something about single people fucking up marriages. No, it's modern people and modern cultures and modern traditions that's fucking up marriage. Older traditional values would save marriages, but nobody want to admit that.
right, and that's where the premise of the show come from, because it's the single people now that are conflating all of these ideals because of social media. There's, like you said, they're list. It's a say a person that's just green, don't really know what's going on. They awkward or whatever. They're looking at social media. They're seeing the passport bros. They're seeing this traditional, the trad wife. They're seeing all of these different ideas, and they're absorbing all of this, and they're trying to make sense of it and build their own ideal from bits and pieces of all of these things. And you know, with the stats, I'm only say the stats because that's just what we're going with. The stats say the majority of us being Black people grew up in non-traditional households, which means only one parent, which means we've never had an example set for us to know what a traditional relationship even looks like. So we go onto the internet trying to figure out something that we've never seen other than the Cosby Show and stuff like that. And usually, and when you look at these TV shows, those shows that they have where they have traditional households with Black people are typically comedies. It's a joke. The whole premise is they're presenting it as a joke. It's a joke that this is that a Black doctor and a Black lawyer are getting married. That's a joke. It's a joke that a judge and a lawyer, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, got a family. That's a joke. It's a comedy. It's never presented as, you know, it's what a drama series, and it just so happened that they have a nuclear family. It's always a joke, like, you know what I mean?
No, the Cosby Show was a great example. Fresh Prince was a great example, you know, of a Black household. And it don't have to be Black. Like, everybody need to get out of that racism box. Traditional value is traditional value. You can go to 1950s program and see examples. It's not an actual relationship, but it's a depiction of a relationship nonetheless. And we all know what traditional values are. Just people don't want that these days. They don't want it.
Right.
And
I don't want it.
people that you're talking about right now, they're only trying to fix what we fucked up. They're trying to fix that. And they're trying to take it back to a more traditional sense. Yeah, they far and removed from it, far from it. But they know what they see and what the problem is. Little by little, they might not know all of it, but they seeing some of it. They
So
right
it's
about it.
certain modern Neo, it's certain modern ways bad
Modern.
or like
Neo corrected me. It's not modern. It's not pattern. It's modern and pattern.
modern. I don't care.
There you go, Daphne.
It's certain in the more millennial. There you go. For us millennials, is it the fact that we want to marry the traditional with the modern ways? Is there a way to do that? Because I just don't see the majority of the population going back to where women don't work. And they're really self-reliant on men. I think that's the biggest problem in this situation.
Well, let's just be real and look back on society. For us being, you know, us Black people, we've always had both individuals work, the husband and the wife. It always was that way for us. So that's why when people make that argument, it's like, well, if you want to go back in, if you just look, if we're going, like we were talking about depictions, let's look at the movie The Help. Every single one of those women that were maids had a husband that worked, and they worked and he worked. Even going back to slavery, we worked side by side in the fields and all of that with the women. So for us, we have always come from, you know, just here in this country, a situation where both individuals worked. So I don't know why there's this big argument being made about a man is supposed to do this. It's a man's job to do this. And for us, only us, it's always been that way. So where did this divide really come in? Is it the crack? You know, people will say the crack era, you know, divided the household, things like that, so on and so forth. But for us, if we really look at the history, for us, we've always had two incomes, always.
Yep.
Percy, you making faces.
Because in a sense, I agree and kind of disagree, but I agree.
What do you disagree with?
Every household had two incomes.
Oh, well, you know, not every household. Yeah, there was the factory worker, you know, the household you grew up in, the household I grew up in, you know, it's always going to be that. But I'm saying for the most part, for us, in a general tense, the women have always worked in our community. Men have always worked in our community, and we've always done what was best for the family unit. And as far as the values of marriage, that we took that to death do us part real. Grandpa might have had a whole family on the side, but his grandma didn't leave.
But even though it had two people working, there was a big difference in the pay. The jobs the women were doing back then weren't paying as much as the job the men were doing. So she knew which side of the bread her bread was buttered on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
And
how
she,
do that
you know,
work? How do that translate into now?
I was just going to say, even now, when you look at the actual numbers, because you hear the argument of black women are outperforming black men and all of that, but when you look at the numbers, black women still make less than black men. When you look at the workforce, the
It's
statistics say
only
that
like 5,000 to 10,000. Who counts that?
black women.
It's not like
Yeah.
it's such a small margin. I just
Women
never
count it.
understood why that mattered. Like
Women's natural nature of hypergamy. If she make 50,000, he make 40,000. Nigga, you broke.
this is why I swear God put
He
me
live in
in
his
the
own. He
wrong
got his own
body. 'Cause
apartment.
I
He
just
got
be
his
like,
own house. He got his own household, his own apartment. He taking care of. He living life on his own, but he broke because he can't give you the lifestyle that you want. That's what we was talking about earlier. Is that it's about. I don't think the argument that's being made for these traditional values necessarily have anything to do with actually having traditional values, but it's more of this man wants this woman to give him a certain lifestyle, and this woman wants this man to give him a certain lifestyle. He wants her to get on his program, she wants him to get on her program. There's no room for compromise and actual building a unit together for cooperation. That's what I'm not seeing.
For these said two groups of people, it just come off like they both want to be spoiled by one another. One want to be spoiled financially, so the one wants to get compensated for being for their servitude, basically. Where men are like, okay, that's fine, but you got to have X, Y, Z, and don't forget A, B, C. I mean, fair exchange ain't no robbery. However, I just don't like how shit is being sugarcoated. If that's what it is, and that's what tradition is being labeled as, I'm gonna always call that shit slow tricking. I'm just always going to, because you paid for that. It's not mutual. She ain't desired. I mean, that's not. She probably did desire that. I'm not gonna say it's not desirable, but it's not mutual. Like it's definitely super transactional.
yeah, it was transactional the minute y'all got them rights. The minute y'all got all them equality rights, y'all made it transactional. Now nigga gotta buy you. Back in the day, when you got
I
married,
don't
you
know.
understood. Back in the day, when you got married, you understood what your duties was, and it was clear. You was told what you was gonna do by your mama and your daddy.
Right.
And if the man had an issue with it, he could go to your mom and your parents gonna get on your ass about what you not doing right. No, you ain't gotta listen to that man. Leave that nigga. That's what they're gonna tell
It's a
you.
choice. It's a real choice.
Yeah, I ain't had no choice back in the day, and that's what fucked it up.
Right.
Take that
That's what
choice
I'm
away.
saying.
Well,
To
Take that
have
choice
choice
away.
fucked it up.
Take that. Yeah, exactly. So take that choice away to fix it. Put y'all motherfucking asses back in y'all goddamn place and in y'all gender roles. Yes, there you go.
It's
yeah.
a bunch of
Problem
people that's
solved.
not going to
and
get married.
and I
It's
don't know
like the
how far
marriage
back
rate is
in the
still going
day.
to be down. It's not going to be higher. And if you still got,
I don't
if
know
you
how
still
far
got,
back in the day Neo was talking, but we was buying women back then with the whole dowry in Africa, that type of stuff. Pay a dowry to the.
Well, the reason I'm saying it is because it was absolutely broke ass niggas getting married, and that woman still had to do her wifely duties, regardless of whether he was broke or not. He was working for the garbage company like Rock. That
Right.
woman still had to do her wifely duties. It didn't matter.
And she worked too. She was a nurse, and he worked for the garbage company.
Well, they family. I wasn't using Rock exactly as an example, but I'm just saying niggas in that situation that, before the Rock era.
Yeah, when they worked in the factories and all that.
Right.
Mr.
You
Brown,
know,
click the link. Come up, Mr. Brown. Click the link.
because even
Gender
on that
roles is
rock,
not
was the
important.
start of that modern shit. That woman wasn't really submissive to rock. She was a
Gender roles are
firecracker.
not important. Gender roles are not important. It's just that it has to be more defined now in 2023.
Just go ahead
It
and do it
can't be
like
the
it was
woman.
done.
It can't be the woman basically doing all the fucking work anymore.
It was never the woman doing all the work.
It was in a way.
No, it was not.
It was in a way.
No, it was not. It was different roles, but both of those roles was just as difficult. I think the man role was actually harder. I do not think in a traditional
I mean, back then, yeah, but
relationship.
right now, no, it wouldn't be that hard. Back then, yes, it was harder. Right now,
No.
it wouldn't be that hard.
Back then it was
All
harder.
you had to do was bring home a check. That's it. That's all.
That's not all we did.
Men have all the things that
That's all
protect
y'all
them. You
cared
guys
about.
learn
That's not all they
No,
did.
it's not. Yeah, listen, hear me out. I'm
Who cut that
arguing
grass?
with you.
Who put the trash out? Who
You
cut
can
the
pay for
grass?
that. You
Who
can pay for
washed the
that
car?
service.
I'm
You
not
can pay for
asking you
that
that. I'm
service.
not
All
asking you,
those
can you
services
pay
can be
for
paid
it?
for.
I'm not
You
asking you,
can.
can you pay for it? I ain't asking you that.
You can
I'm not
outsource
asking
those.
you about that.
Back then, you couldn't outsource those like
I'm
that.
not at. You can go buy a fucking maid, and a maid can do everything y'all motherfucking asses was doing. You can outsource all that shit.
My point exactly. And it's
I'm not
cheaper
seeing
now.
your point.
And
You're
it's cheaper.
saying
It's
it
more
was harder to
efficient
be a
now.
woman. No, it was not harder to be a woman. It was
I
harder to be
never
a
said
fucking
nothing
man.
about it being harder to be a woman.
That's
What did
exactly what you said.
I
That's
never said that.
exactly what you said.
You
No,
say
I
that,
didn't.
Casey. No, you did
I
say
said
it.
it was
You said
it
it.
was
You
harder back
You
then.
absolutely said it.
No, I said a man. I never said a woman. Said it was harder back then to be a man to protect and to provide.
Maybe that's what you meant, but that ain't what came
That's
out.
what I said. That we doing
No,
this on
but
camera.
We're gonna
You
have
can
to.
rewind the
We're gonna have to
tape.
do an MC replay. Yeah.
you have to
I
replay
said
what
it
you
was
were
hard to
saying.
be. I said it was hard to be a man back then. Like you had to do more as a man back then. You instantly thought I was on some feminist shit. That's not my fault. I said it's easier to do to protect and provide today than it is back then. That's what I'm saying. It was easier to cook and clean and do these things today than it is back then. This is why it's going to take both of y'all to do it. Because now y'all gotta go work harder. Back then you ain't had to work harder. You just did. You had to work harder in other areas, but you ain't had to work harder like you gotta do now. Like how much it costs to live in right now is compared to back then.
It's
Y'all
really
just want that relationship fucked up. Y'all like it like that. Y'all don't want to fix it. I'm telling you what you got to do to fix it. What I'm saying is scientifically logical. You just don't want to agree. You don't want to fix it. You want to
We
come
don't
on.
want
Y'all
to
want to
give
come
up
on
freedom of
this
working.
Blue Ivy's internet, and y'all want to complain about all these relationships, but you don't want to fix it.
That's not a good fix. Everybody is not going to be happy with that fix.
Hey, I gotta
Not
The
in
be.
only fix.
2023.
You saying it's not a good fix? That's the only fix.
I got a
And I'm
video
gonna tell
right
you why.
now.
I'm gonna
I
tell
don't
you why.
think that's the
Hold
only
on,
fix.
Tim. I'm gonna tell you why. The reason it is because you can't fix what the Bible put together, what the good Lord set in motion. You can't fix it. You gonna only fuck it up. Life was designed to go the way He ordained it, and when y'all try to do it in y'all own image, you gonna fuck it up every time, and that's what the bottom line is. So you ain't
That's
gonna
moving the
fix it.
goalpost though,
No, that's
because
not moving
not
the
everybody
goalpost.
believe in the same things.
Don't
So
matter if you do. Not everybody believe in tradition. Not everybody believe in modern. Everybody entitled to their opinion. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, marriage is something that was ordained through a religious thing. It was always religious. So if you want to fix marriage, you better get back to religion. If you don't want to get back to religion, then fuck marriage. You fucked it up already. It's over with.
yo, I'm cool with that. Let's
Okay?
input a new system of commitment
I'm gonna
that
play this
doesn't
video right
involve
now.
religion.
I'm gonna play
It's
this
gonna be
video.
fucked up. It's not gonna work. You're trying to reword it. It's not gonna work.
It
It's
wasn't
hopeless.
working then.
She's
That's why
saying
it's
the
fucked
same
up
Oh, it
now.
thing.
was.
You're saying the same thing, but you're using different words.
Right. It
Right,
ain't
you
gonna
say the
work.
same
It's not
thing
gonna
and
work.
using different words. Like it's
Not
He's
that
not
talking
working.
about
It didn't work
you.
then. It didn't
Hey,
work
so
then. That's
I got
why
this
we here
video
right we
right here.
now.
I got this
We here
video
now.
right here that supports what Neo is saying. Is that it seemed like when women got these rights, that's when they start, kind of going crazy.
For the record, I was born into them. I'm just saying.
You've created a generation of narcissistic women. And what's happened is the rise of social media and the rise of online dating and the rise of feminism has taught women that they are not to blame for any poor choices. Every poor choice is glamorized. So if you want to be a sex worker, it's great. If you want to post in bikini pictures online, it's fine. If you want to be with it, every poor choice is glamorized. And every internal reflection is seen as gaslighting yourself. So they've even got terms for internal reflection to prevent it happening. And so what will happen is they are trained to not reflect on themselves because we've been told we've been oppressed for so many years. Now it's time to make sure we project. And so we don't take any accountability. And as a result, when we get into relationships, if we don't feel completely soothed all the time, he must be a narcissist. He must be a manipulator. He must be gaslighting. He, rather than I. And unfortunately, we've got an online market that caters to that wounded woman, that caters to that entitled woman, and caters to that narcissistic woman. And it's so wild to me that so many women talk about narcissism, but the society today is just catering to narcissistic women. If I post a picture on a bikini picture online, there's nothing my husband can do that could compete with that level of accolade.
Tension.
Impossible.
Have you ever dated a woman with children?
Got him.
Got him.
This is my response. What goes up must come down. I bet you when patriarch started, women felt the same fucking way. I mean, well, I'm not even saying that. I'm gonna say it like this. The manosphere, passport bros, mink towels, as a savior yourself, a black man is in the same fucking lane. They're doing the same shit. It's just in reverse.
You know, you just did exactly what she said, right?
It's the same shit.
I'm just pointing it out. You threw it on me as soon as yeah.
I ain't throw nothing on men. I said it's the
You
same
said the
shit.
passport
It's
bros, the
omitting.
patriarchy.
Oh my
I
God.
heard it.
It's already omitting to feminism. It's already omitting to it. All I said is you're doing the same shit. You trying to fix a problem by doing the same shit that caused the fucking problem. How did that work? I have no problem admitting to feminism. I was born into it. I ain't fucking created. I ain't signed off onto it. It was here when I was born. So
But
I
I'm
have no
saying
shame.
you
There's
literally did
no
the same
shaming
thing she
a
said.
millennial in feminism. You can't shame us. We were born into it. We were born free, bruh. So how you
You
gonna shame us for being free?
gaslighted through all accountability on the men, saying
How
you
can
doing the
I take
same thing.
accountability for something I was born into?
Hey,
That's like trying to blame a white person for all supremacy.
y'all do?
They were
Yeah, don't
born
act like y'all don't.
that
Don't act
doesn't
like
make
y'all
sense.
don't. Don't act like y'all don't blame
I
all these
never
white
said
people
we
for it.
don't. It's just the fact that I'm saying there's no difference in what they're doing that you can't get past. I never denied shit.
Never
Nothing.
admitted it either.
I did. I said it's the
Hey,
same shit.
she think it's just me. She think
Omitting.
it's just me. Everybody heard you do it. You did exactly what that woman said she was gonna do, and
No,
you
I
did it as soon
didn't.
as the video
No, I
stopped.
didn't. I said it's the same shit. That's not blaming men for nothing. It's creating similarities.
No,
So when you
the
create
lady literally
similarities, there's no accountability
just
in that.
said, no, she
No,
literally
it didn't.
she literally just said that the society has created a realm for women to not even hold themselves accountable. They even have terms that allow women to not take accountability, like gaslighting. So so self-reflection is seen as gaslighting when it should just be seen as self-reflection.
But they do.
So,
It's
so
the
by
same
so by
shit
so
though.
by
Like
so by you saying, it's the same, men do the same. That's what we do.
no,
Y'all
I
do
not
it too.
said men do the same shit.
Y'all do
I
it too.
said
It's the same thing.
feminism and fucking the manosphere is the same shit. Just
Who are in the
different
manosphere?
views.
Who are in the manosphere?
Anybody in the
Fuck
anybody in the
anybody.
comments want to come up? The link
No,
is
What
in the
type of question is
what
that?
gender? I'm saying, what gender of people makes up the manosphere?
What gender of people make up feminism?
I'm just asking you.
What again? Like, it's, bruh.
Answer the question, man.
No, y'all
Stop
answer the
avoiding
question.
the question,
Stop.
ma'am.
Y'all avoiding questions too. Y'all avoiding questions too. If you
No, I'm
don't want to
not.
do
I
it, I
asked a
don't want to do
direct
it. If you
question.
giving me the same energy, I'm gonna give you that same energy back.
What
Women
gender
are
makes
the
up?
face of feminism. Men are the face of the manosphere.
All right.
It's
So
the
you said
same
you wasn't
shit with
saying
two
men do
different.
it
No, you
also.
don't get to have
Hold
a
on.
one-sided
So you
conversation.
said
I don't want to have a
you wasn't
two-sided
saying
conversation.
men
I'm
do it
going to
as well, but you
no,
said the
Dios.
manosphere do it
No,
as
Dios.
well. You
We're not having
gotcha.
a one-sided
Gotcha.
conversation. We're not. Ain't no gotcha moment. We're not
Okay.
having a one-sided conversation. It's not going to be all about women focus on feminism just because that video says that.
No.
My
Well,
opinion
hold on.
is
Hold
still my
on.
opinion. It's the same shit, no matter what.
And you have the right to have your opinion. And anybody in the comments want to come up, the link is in the comments. So I'm gonna read. I got it on the screen. You said which gender is feminism? The definition of feminism is the advocacy of women's rights on the basis of equality of the sexes. So by that definition, if I believe that a woman that is a trash man should get paid the same amount as the man that's a trash man, that would by definition make me a feminist. So feminism isn't gender. So feminism isn't gender specific.
Is the manosphere gender specific? Let's look that up.
It's called the manosphere.
It's called feminism. So clearly it doesn't, the definition in the word doesn't always have to have anything to do
All
with
right, look up manosphere, see what it's gonna say.
I'm on it right. I'm looking for it right now.
I guarantee you it's gonna say man.
I mean, it says female in the, come on now. Don't act like in the definition of feminism it didn't have female in there.
It didn't.
Really?
It didn't. He just read it. It didn't.
Okay.
It said the advocacy for women's rights and equality. So anybody can have, anybody, man or woman, can advocate for women's equality.
So if manosphere has a similar definition, I am right by fucking proxy. It's
Well,
the same.
where is it? Where is it? Let me hear
it. Like, yes, damn it, it had women in there. So
there is no dictionary definition for manosphere. I'm trying to find like an urban dictionary or something, because it's a relatively new term.
Comment says men who are feminists are actually inverts.
Inverts.
Introverts.
Introverts or inverts? What is an invert?
It says invert. INVERTS. That's invert.
Hey, Wikipedia even identifies the manosphere as a hate group.
Yo!
The manosphere is a collection of websites, blogs, and online forums promoting masculinity, misogyny, and opposition to feminism. Communities within the manosphere include men's rights activists, incels, men going their own way, pickup artists, and fathers' rights groups.
Dang, you can't have no rights? You can't even believe in yourself?
So I was right by proxy. Told you it was the fucking opposite of feminism. It was the same.
No, it's not. It's not opposite. It's opposing.
That's the same thing, Tim.
No, because
and he fell for it. God damn.
No. Let me get it out.
It is because feminism on a third wave
Opposing means opposition, which means opposite, brother.
No. To oppose something, because her argument was gender specific. That was her argument. It was gender specific.
But it didn't say gender specific. I'm just being, honest. If the definition, even that definition you read, said nothing about it had to be men.
So So you're saying that there's a group of women that promote.
I don't know. I ain't never seen it,
They
but
call pick-me's. You
no,
ain't know?
but guess what? That
They
video,
call
that
pick-me's.
woman you just played,
She was a pick-me. She
she
could
was
have been a
opposed
part of
it.
that group.
Yeah, she can
Yeah.
come join the manosphere any day. I give her an application. I'll approve her membership.
I mean, listen. Sometimes it's not about what I feel about a group, a set of people. I don't fucking agree with feminists. To me, they come off as misandrous. A lot of them.
Well, that's what it said about in the definition of
I'm
manosphere. It
going
said
to. I
misogyny.
love symmetry. And I see symmetry in a lot of different things. And like I said, I see the symmetry in feminism and the manosphere. Like I see how it's the same thing. The third wave of feminism. It's the
The
same
reason I
thing, but just
disagree.
opposite shoes. Like
The reason I
one is
disagree
for
is
men, one
because
is for women.
the reason I disagree because looking for having traditional values is considered manosphere, but the definition we just read said manosphere is misogyny. So misogyny means the hatred of women, to have contempt for women.
And what is the third wave of feminism?
And how
It's misandry.
Listen, how is a man that wants to love and take care of his wife a misogynist?
A misogynist.
A misogynist.
All right, so there's a difference between misogyny and male chauvinistic. He may be male chauvinistic, but he's not misogynist.
But chauvinism wasn't in the definition.
Of course it's not.
Misogyny
It's misogyny because they have a hate for women, just like the third wave of feminism have a hate for fucking men. Susan B. Anthony was a misandrist.
Bro, that was Wikipedia. You don't understand how Wikipedia works?
Yeah, again, I'm not on feminism side. I ain't arguing with nobody's side. My side is it's the same goddamn thing.
Change it around now, Tim.
Change
it.
Take
Change the
that
definition of it
misogyny
right
out
now.
of there, yeah.
Man, listen, not all men from the manosphere are super misogynist. Not all women in the feminist side are super misandrous. So there's that. We're not going to classify both of these groups as just, super fucking bad, like this lady did in the video where she was like, y'all bitches just making bad choices.
No, feminism
I'm not going
is
to say
bad.
you chose feminism or manosphere, you're making a series of more bad choices. I'm going to just say there's a good, there's an evil in all sets.
Yeah. I'm going to have to
the original feminism wasn't bad.
Right.
The current feminism is,
third wave was
it's horrible.
Third wave, okay?
I agree with that. That's what I was going to say. I have to recant because, the third wave of feminism has created this opposition being the manosphere.
It created the manosphere. It gave birth to the fucking manosphere. And misogyny gave birth to feminism. What goes up gotta come the fuck down. We live in a gravitational space. What you manifest that goes up in this fucking universe gonna come the fuck down. Misogyny came first, feminism came second, and then feminism gave birth to manosphere.
Chauvinism came first.
Chauvinism came first, misogyny came second, feminism came third, and the manosphere came fourth. Now, whatever this movement after the manosphere is, I would love to live to see. But these are the breaks. Mr. Brown says, unfortunately, we don't have men defining the manosphere in its proper light. Too many people on the opposite side want to paint men in a negative light, which is why there is a lot of work to do. But there's nothing to say or do will stop the men from speaking out. I mean, of course, because now y'all got platforms to speak out, just like women feminism had platforms to speak out, and you see them bitches ain't never stopped. They still going. So the manosphere is going to have the same run. It probably have a bigger run, a more impactful run than feminism had, because feminism gave y'all the blueprint to do so. I'm just saying, brothers.
Y'all agree with that? Feminism is the blueprint for the manosphere. They just took feminism and flipped it. You gotta flip it.
Nah.
I don't.
They just
I
flip
definitely don't
rules.
agree with that. I can
You
see
ain't even a
how people.
manosphere dude.
I can see how some
Grateful,
people
yeah,
can
but
say that,
manosphere,
but
no.
I don't believe that at all.
I'm gonna pitch you around some Cynthia G types. We're gonna change your mind.
I don't think that's possible.
Now,
I gotta find some.
Cynthia G is 100% a black male misandrist when she's talking about abort black fetuses. If you're pregnant by a black man and you got a girl, keep her. But if it's a boy, terminate that pregnancy. That's
Terminate
wild.
that pregnancy. That was crazy. That was the most craziest thing I've seen or heard a black woman say out her natural black mouth. But you know, I don't mean it this, light skinned people, but that was some light skinned shit. Jab jab. Jab jab. Because what? Women love our damn boys. We love our sons. That's weird. Probably abort a daughter faster than with it. Historical statistical beliefs, I bet you is more female abortions than it was males. I bet $5 on that.
I think most abortions were done before the sex could be determined, but it is what it is.
You'd be surprised. Them New Yorkers could go all the way to 5 months to terminate a pregnancy.
Wow.
Right. So they definitely knew the sex of their child.
So
Or
Neo,
it was determined.
so Neo, with the argument you made earlier about going back to traditional values from a traditional sense,
We in 10 minutes.
how would you do that in a society where women don't need a man?
Financially, damn it.
It's more than just finding. They say they don't need a man. Period. I don't need a
Them
man.
bitches lie. Them bitches lie.
I
Let's
don't need a man. I
let's
want one.
let's
Quote
let's
unquote.
autocorrect that. Them bitches is lying, and the truth ain't in them motherfuckers. Listen, they don't need a man to say this correctly. Women don't need a man financially. Bitches could get a job. Neil, please answer the question.
I don't need a man.
You know that old school way of the conspiracy theorists. Create the problem, then implement the solution.
Mm-hmm.
We can fix them not needing a man. We can fix that easily without saying too much.
I need a man every time my trash need to be taken out. I just think of a man instantly. Every time the laundry got to go downstairs for me to wash it, I think of a man instantly. There's no amount of days in my life where there's things that I can do myself, where I'm like, where is a man when you need one?
But
Putting up the SOS and the Batman flag.
That's the argument, though, is that they can do it themselves. It will be nice to have help, which is the want versus the need. But
no,
that's
man, I need that in my life.
Yeah, I'm like that's the real question: is how to in today's society, how do we implement or adjust traditional values to make them to work?
We just remind them that they need men after all. That's all we do.
I mean, Kevin Samuels did that. Women, do they want to work and how much the cost of living was? He did that in one show.
But they know
if bitches ain't get that message, I don't know what
they don't know that. They don't know that.
But that's the thing, though, is they
forgot. They forgot that.
He covered that like really.
They do know it. That goes back.
No, they forgot that. They forgot that.
What that lady said in the video, the society that is created a world to where they are in delusion because they know they need a man because if somebody breaking their house,
they don't know that.
A man gonna show up. If the house is on fire, they're gonna call the fire department. The man is gonna show up.
They don't know that.
No,
no matter how many ways you try to, they don't know that.
Dismiss it.
My only argument, fellas, with this protection shit is protection is only protective when you teach a bitch how to protect her damn self efficiently. I'm just saying.
Oh, where's that video? You reminded me of Erica Lachey. She made a video where she made a video.
I understand that Mr. Brown was on some, you're supposed to duck high, go get the kids, but I'm more so if you teach your family how to protect themselves, then you could protect us more efficiently. I'm just saying. That's just my word of advice. I'm gonna go back on mute.
Facts. I agree with that one.
There's a video I saw. I probably got to scroll down a long ways to get to it. There probably ain't enough time. But there's a woman that I follow named Erica Lachey, and she did a video talking about men protect women all the time. It's just we live in a society to where these women feel like men's protection. They're confusing it with a man telling them what to do. And I can't find the video, but she was basically saying like her father and her brothers protect her all the time. They say like, hey, you going out late at night, maybe you shouldn't go to this place at late at night by yourself. Maybe if you're gonna go over here, you have take somebody with you. If you're gonna be in this neighborhood, be careful, and if you see something going on, get out of that. That's men extending protection. Hey, maybe you shouldn't wear this outfit if you're gonna go to the club over here with all them wolves. Them dudes out there is wolves. Maybe you should wear a different kind of outfit. Now, granted, a wolf is gonna be a wolf. You can have on full pants that go from your ankles to the bottom of your chin. If you got a shape, you got a shape. That's true. But versus wearing a dress where you got your cheeks hanging out, clapping. Those are examples of men providing protection. Hey, baby, maybe you shouldn't throw that on if you're gonna go out with your girls. Throw on a little something different, a little more conservative. Oh, you ain't got no right to tell me what I could put on. I could wear what I want. That's refusing the protection, right?
In a way, in many ways, not in
That's
a way.
not. I wouldn't say that's protection. That's concern. That's begging her to do the right thing. That's not protection.
No, well, the example that she framed it was her father and her brothers. It wasn't her man saying that. It was like, it was the parents saying, hey, if you're gonna go out, be careful, you shouldn't, if you go, I don't want you going over there. They be over there shooting at that club. Maybe you shouldn't go to that club. You can't tell me what club to go to. That would be a rejection of that parent's protection, of that parental authority. Hey, don't go over there. It ain't safe over there. People get killed over there. Girls get raped over there.
Yeah, protection is an action. I would say, like that's a form. It can be considered protection, but I wouldn't consider it protection. That's just a man showing his concern, and he's taking a passive approach most of the time when he try to do that because like even when you talked about it, you had to be like you was tiptoeing on eggs, scared to say certain things, because it was going to trigger a response out of women, but I wouldn't call that protection. I would call that being passive and a man actually falling in line with the women's agenda. Back in the day, a man would have told her, no, you ain't wearing that. She would have had to go inside and change if she was able to go at all. God damn it. Y'all just got to remind her she need a man. That's all you got to do. Like when you tell that woman not to wear that, person gonna like this. When you tell that woman not to wear that, and she say she ain't got to listen, call up one of your partners and get somebody to go rob her ass at the fucking club. Know what I'm talking about? She gonna listen the next time. You got to remind her that she needs a man.
You gotta remind. You gotta tell her how you feel.
Create the problem, implement the solution. So took it a trade.
Yep.
I don't like that trick. I don't like that trick.
I know you don't, because it'll work. It'll work.
It did work.
Every time you step out of line with your man, something bad gonna happen to you. And you're gonna be like, damn, maybe I need to start listening to my man. Problem solved.
Yep. Like they always say, with no instruction, you lead yourself to destruction. And that's what the whole problem is right now. They don't follow the instruction.
I don't have those problems. My problems be like, I don't have those problems.
Do you follow instruction?
I need to start listening to him. Every time I tell him I ain't gotta listen, something bad always happens.
She ain't gonna ever think that you sending the hit.
I'm more of a Miss Jessica Phil, shout out to her, is teaching me how to not mommy dudes. Like sometimes when y'all guys kind of think that we coming off like we don't want to listen, we also come off like mommy and you, like we trying to prevent you from falling instead of just letting you fall and be like, okay, you got a boo boo, you need some peroxide, you want me to clean you up? And I'm just learning how to like me not challenging the man is if I think he gonna fall, let him fall. Shit. I told you it was a hole there. You was like, baby, I could go around this hole. I could build a bridge around. Okay, fuck it. I'm not arguing with you.
That was a little bit of diversion, what you just did though.
I was taught that to divert.
Yeah.
To divert, not from challenging this motherfucker, to divert from not really saying my damn opinion and just if he fall, he fall. If that motherfucker actually rise and this shit work, then I done learned something new.
So
And I
what
ain't had to say
happened?
nothing.
So what happened when you fall from that same tactic?
I don't have a problem with someone challenging me all the time. But if I did, say I was that person that just never wanted to take criticism and I just never wanted to listen to what you say, or I took it like extremely to heart, then you're gonna have to let me fall.
No,
There's
but
no other
sometimes it's
choice.
not. Sometimes, see, like that's one of the words that I hear women use a lot is the challenge. Sometimes it's not a challenge. Sometimes it's just good old advice. And it's like most of them. I'm not gonna say most of them. I'm gonna say quite a few. When someone especially a man, tell them something, and just they have that a man can't tell me nothing type of attitude, they feel that it's a challenge, and it's not. It could be sometimes just be some good old advice, but y'all take
Sometimes
it
it
as a
is.
challenge.
Sometimes it is. A lot of times it's men be taking the pimp route. The pimp route, let me explain it. The pimp route is to tell you everything you're doing is wrong and here's how you should do it right way. Every time you kind of take that route, whether it's a man or a woman, that person may get it is a 75% chance defense is going to come because you just told them what they work hard for, what they spent their time in doing was totally fucking wrong, and they're totally fucking wrong, and what you said is right. And they're supposed to have faith and lean on that. That's what that leadership is supposed to be about. Some say it's trust. For me, I think that's faith because trust is with works. I don't see this shit. I don't know this shit to be true. So now I gotta just have faith that this shit is true because you said it. Now, like I said, it is a 75% chance of whomever is saying this shit, the person that they're saying this to may get defensive. Especially if they're passionate about what the hell they just told you they doing that you told them is totally fucking wrong. Like, that's a hard pill to swallow. So I learned that to see where that person is coming from, where their intent is, regardless if they said whatever the fuck I was doing was wrong, because I am a passionate person and I do things to my 100%. So if I was doing something, they was like, yo, listen, you're wrong. This is not how you're supposed to do it. I sit back and before I get emotional, because I am very impulsive with my emotions, I just observe. And if before I get agitated, because I will get agitated if there's no works and you could tell me how to do it better, but you can't show me, then I will definitely get agitated because I am not. Most women are good listeners. They're really good listeners. Most men are visual. I kind of work with in a man in my masculinity when it comes to that because you just told me I was the fuck wrong. So now I want to see this. Now I got to see it. I got to work in logic now. Most men
women
want
actually
women to
have
work
logic?
in their femininity.
Uh-oh.
They can not in their femininity though. If she working in her full 100% femininity, no, it's all emotions. It's all
Okay.
impulsions.
Okay, and
But
that's
if
where
she tap
most
into
of
some of
y'all
that,
reside at, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so y'all have no logic.
But y'all don't like that part. Y'all don't like that part of femininity, that
No,
over emotional, that
no,
impulsive part.
no.
Now I gotta play devil's advocate. if she's acting in logic, then she's in her masculine. Ain't that bad? I thought masculine women was bad.
No,
It kind of
when
is. I
you're
mean, masculinity is different for women, but
no logic is logic. I don't see that being nothing about masculine and feminine. It's just like this is common sense. Either you have it or you don't. But it's like they fight it. They're like, oh, I'm gonna stay this way because I'm gonna stay in my femininity. Without, it's like if something is the right way, they go the opposite way.
well, yeah, because women femininity is operating out of emotion and out of and sometimes most of the time in the impulse of your emotions, whether you're a guy or a girl. Like,
So I can agree with that. You know, if y'all want to say it like that, I can go ahead and go with that. But then that would explain why the woman wasn't supposed to be the head of no damn household. That's why,
Yeah.
right there, you were supposed to operate in your femininity, and that man was supposed to be the leader because you are not logical by nature. All right,
but being over emotional is nothing but challenging every fucking thing you say every fucking time.
like you doing right now,
Yeah,
woman.
because I'm a woman. It's what I'm designed to do. It's to make you think, baby. Because
No,
I'm like, no,
it's to
I
stress
can't.
us out. It has nothing to do with
I
thinking.
gotta be
It's to
logical.
stress us out. That has nothing to do with thinking. That's just stressing us the fuck
Bingo.
out.
Well, it's not my fault. It's biology. What you want me to do?
What do you mean it's biology?
It's biology. It's biological for me to be emotional.
Let's welcome
It's
our
just not biology. It's not logical for me to be impulsive.
let's welcome Abdul.
What's up, Abdul?
What's up, Abdul? Hey,
Peace and
brother.
blessings. Peace and blessings.
Brother Abdul.
Thank y'all for
What?
inviting me, for sending your boy the link. Again, peace and blessings.
Why y'all always come at the damn end of the damn show?
I just got the link. I just got it. And I was watching. I'm supporting my peoples.
I
Much
ain't mad at you,
appreciated.
brother. Thank you for your support. I'm happy you here. At least you
You know, I
made it.
support you too, sister. I'll be on your shows too.
I'm happy you made it. It's better late than never.
Right?
You know, women are emotional, man. And if you want me to actually sit and observe and listen, I'm gonna have to work in some masculinity, and I'm gonna see. I'm gonna have to see something.
So it seems like that women are always in opposition to a man. Then.
Not always.
So when are you not? When
When I'm
you're
working in my
in,
masculinity.
When
so
they
you're always in
laying,
opposition.
When I'm working in my
when they laying,
masculinity.
when they laying on their back, they submissive. Then
I mean, not always, because you lay on your back too. So
yeah, but I be inside.
because
I
I
be
can
doing.
lay you down.
I mean, inside. I got a homeboy named Lynn. He would always, Lynn had a way with words. He said that men can't be hoes because men do the fucking, women get fucked.
I mean, they do the penetrating, but I don't know about the fucking part. A lot of y'all niggas is lazy, but
Come on now, I don't want to hear that one.
That's subjective, huh?
yeah, that's subjective, super subjective.
What's the old boy named Jesse Lee Peterson? Oh my God! Somebody asked him, "What do you call a woman that has sex with multiple partners?" He said, "A hoe." Then they asked him, "What do you call a man who has sex with multiple partners?" He said, "A homemaker."
A homemaker. I remember that. A homemaker.
Well, I said that. I said men make hoes. She ain't a hoe until she stop fucking you and start fucking somebody else. Or she was a hoe because she was fucking somebody else and she fucked you. However you want to paint that. So I would agree with that. Men are homemakers.
Hmm.
But women are whore makers. So
Right. But that goes back to that video that lady said, if a woman decides to take it upon herself to make herself that, isn't that a poor decision? That's
I don't know.
glorified.
I don't agree with that.
That's glorified. It's
I don't
okay.
agree with that. I don't agree with being a sex worker being a poor decision. Because you decide to be the sex worker for one man and get paid, and I decided to get paid by multiple men. So what the fuck is the difference, bitch?
But
We both get paid.
is there a retirement for sex workers? I just got to throw that out
If
there.
we legalize it, it will be.
It is
But
legal in Vegas, but
in Vegas, yes,
there's
you
an
could.
expiration date on that meat. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's an expiration date on it. You know, there's just a time to where it don't snap back like a rubber band. So that could be, just say she was a hot young thing and they was coming to see her 4 or 5 times a day. She getting that money. She getting that dough, right? But she's being worked on and ran through. She ain't even giving it no time to stretch back, right? So say she do this stuff for 20 years. Say she make, a couple $100,000. Wow. She's not going to be able to retire on that.
Right.
The price of wages go up and all that stuff. Then she's going to have to be a worker in front of Walmart. Plus, on top of that, trying to sell that G thing on the side.
It's
And
like
that's not properly
they only want that
investing.
young type stuff. The old
That's
niggas,
not properly investing. She made all that money, and I'm definitely you
Yeah.
could definitely call me out on that, because
It's like
all
a
of
white
us hustlers that hustle backwards because we don't know what the fuck we're doing make that mistake. Whether it's
right,
whether it's
I'm gonna make
Uchi or beefcake, or I'm sorry, whether it's Uchi or drugs, we all make that mistake when we don't know what to do with our money.
that money.
Well,
Right.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say it like this. I'm gonna just use an inanimate object as an example, just so not to offend nobody. It's like a white t-shirt. When you see that fresh white tee, it's like, woo, that white t-shirt is clean, right? That's when she young and she's selling it young. It's all tender, it's fresh. You know what I'm saying? But as time goes on, they start to get dingy. They get a stain in it. You know what I'm saying? They get a hole in it. You get hole. The collar get drunk. You know what I'm saying? Collar, put it on. The collar be hanging like this. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, hey, you gotta pay full price for this.
Keisha, I know you're not gonna take that Masanga.
No, I'm not taking that, because you can't go take a t-shirt to the doctor and get it refurbished to a new t-shirt. But you could do that with Uchi though.
But it's not the same.
And how would you know?
Hey,
how would you know?
Hey, you could put
I could find out.
You could put a brand new hey, you could put a brand new paint job with a pearlescent on the hoopty, but it's still a hoopty up under the engine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could get a new engine, and that bitch is a whole new car.
No. What they tell you, what you don't do is paint over rust. I'm gonna tell you what you don't do. Paint over rust. All right.
But you could get a whole new Uchi. You could get the JJ shot, and you could get that joint tightened back up. You can get it zipped up.
It's so much stuff y'all can do right now. It's foolery out there. It's foolery with the jewelry.
And listen, it's not even expensive. The prices start off at 10, 15K, and you could finance it.
Yes, that's the crazy part now.
Sound like
how long does it last?
You sound like she been researching it. You've been
you gonna
that's a good question.
Not forever.
see the problem is it's gonna end up looking like.
Listen, you stretch it out and you wash and repeat on that motherfucker.
Nah, it's gonna end up looking like Michael Jackson nose. That's what's gonna happen to it.
Coochie don't work like that. The baby will fuck that pussy.
That's what's gonna happen.
I'm sorry. Uchi don't work that way. The baby would mess that Uchi up way before Dix will. I'm just saying. She
It's
got
gonna look
6
like
kids.
Nicki Minaj's ass right now.
Faster than the beefcake. The beefcake don't got that power than babies, man. I don't know why y'all think it got that much power. But listen, if she's
so why they make that surgery
laying with them, if she laying with them dragon, donkey beefcake dudes, then I'm gonna agree with y'all. Dragon, monkey paw, fucking elephant. Trunk ass dude got a third leg. He got a kickstand. He like this on that motherfucker. Like, yeah. If she got like a series of those, yeah. And then you got women that like stretch that shit out for like fisting and things of that nature.
You can wreck the pussy, excuse my French, but hell yeah, you can wreck that pussy like you can wreck a fine automobile. So
it takes a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. And by the time she wreck it, this bitch should be rich. I'm just saying.
Nope, most of them not.
That's because
Mm-mm.
they
You know,
ain't
it was
finance. They not investing properly.
They can't
it was
invest. Most of them got to, their biggest investment is on drugs for them to keep doing it.
That wasn't mine, but okay.
Well, yeah,
And the
no,
women that
I
I
ain't talking
know,
about
that
no
wasn't
specific.
theirs.
Yeah,
I know.
every,
Mine is
every,
anecdotal and it's very few in between. I don't know the statistics on that. You're probably right.
every sex worker I know has a high ass narcotic bill.
Mm.
Mm, mm,
I don't know
mm.
why. Bitches fucking for free and they ain't taking drugs. What the fuck is your problem?
Well, it's a big difference. When they fucking for free, they fucking somebody they want to fuck. When
They
they
can fuck
fucking
somebody they want to fuck and get paid.
when they
Who the
getting
fuck told them
paid when
they can
they
fuck
getting
someone who they want to fuck and get
when
paid?
they getting paid, they be fucking Andy Griffin.
They can fuck who they want to fuck and get
Carl
paid.
Winslow looking
It's
like
slower money.
Uh-huh.
It's the slower money, but you could definitely. I mean, shit. If she charged you $40, she could definitely be super selective and make bank.
$40.
Yeah, bitches be charging $40 a pussy. You ain't know that?
yeah, that's it's been look, it's been down. I've seen the stock market. I've
First,
seen the coochie
first,
stock market was high at one point in time, but it's down
first
right now. I heard they were selling this for
eyebrows.
$20 a pop in the stock market.
No, it went
I
back
heard it was
up. It went back
$40
up
on the
since
stock
COVID.
market, but as low as 20. That's what I heard. You know, that's West Coast though. That's West Coast. I don't know what it's selling
Listen,
for
at one
in
particular
other
time
parts.
in life,
I can't let that
Gucci was
slide. First, the
$40.
eyebrows went up. He was like,
$40, bro.
It was $40 for 15 minutes. Uchi
$40.
was
Hey,
$40,
I can
and you
afford
really wasn't
that.
getting that 15 minutes. You only got 5. So every 5 minutes, every 10 to 5 minutes, that shorty is making $15. I mean, $40 every 15 to 10 minutes. And with that option, it buys you this choice. You get to fuck who you want to fuck. But your price is low. You get to be super selective at this time, baby. Like, when you charging $200, $300, then that's when you don't got no. I mean, the pickers can't be choosy. Beggars can't be choosy, shorty. You charge your prices is crazy. You about to get fat niggas. You about to get niggas that ass stank. But when you charge your $40, you charge your $50 for a short stay, 15, 10 minutes. Yeah. I only want dudes I want to fuck.
I see what she's
Like,
saying now. She's saying that when you charging $40, you can say no because you know another nigga gonna have $40.
you know another nigga is coming right around the corner. Like, hey.
But when you charging $400-$500, you gotta, hey, not everybody out here open to pay $400-$500. So you gotta take Andy Griffin. Oh, if Andy Griffin gonna drop $400, come on, Andy Griffin.
Yeah, you gotta take him. You gotta take him. And
Come
this is
on,
this,
man.
and I'm not a person that give out free juice. My juice ain't fucking free. You gotta pay for my shit. But this is free juice.
$40.
No, $40. She fucking who she want to fuck.
Every 15 minutes.
Every 5. Ain't no one is. Her purpose is not to keep you there for 15 minutes, bro. Her purpose is to get your ass out in 5 to 10.
When you washing your ass though?
In between those 5 to 10. After those 5 and 10, she's straight in the
Ain't
shower.
good. Nah, it ain't good enough.
Well, I mean, it's condoms dropping off, so it's just a wife situation.
It's the whole bag.
At the ghettoest and the ratchet, is condoms popping off. She could use a wet wipe and keep it moving.
Nah, because that's like
do it moving.
No.
It's
I don't believe
condoms
that.
involved.
Don't believe that. Even then, that's like.
And I'm a wet wipe and I'm
Check it
gonna
out.
move on.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
Words. She just said that, and I could smell it just when she
Right,
said.
right, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Trojan.
Yeah.
You smell that? You smell the Magnum?
Exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
You
Look,
look like you could put soap in the pussy. Like, come on now.
That's the first.
It ain't no way. It ain't no way. That's like
that's a flushable. Y'all drunk.
That's like saying your dude came home smelling like a condom and you smelt it. So you don't think that a dude's gonna go in there and be like, you smell like rubber?
She's a prostitute. She's supposed to smell like rubber.
Okay. Touche.
Damn that. Nah. Hell that.
No, that's fair, brother. If she's a prostitute, she's supposed to smell like rubbers. That means she been getting that though. I'm
Come on, man.
No, that's actually
how appealing is that though? Come on, man.
It's not. But
Hey,
look,
wait,
look, look.
How appealing is that, bro?
I feel you facts on it, but
wait,
look
hold
at
on, Abdul. Let's use this logic like Percy was saying that men have. If you intentionally finna mess with a toot, if she smells like numbers, that's a good sign.
That's a good thing,
right?
That's not a bad thing. Like, what do you mean?
That's a good. That gives you the idea. Well, she just might be a little safer than I thought she would. You know what I mean?
Just trying to get you a little toot, man. You feel me?
Welcome to the platform. Just us. I'm sorry, we've been just talking. We ain't even welcome you to the family.
We're speaking in the
Welcome,
context
just
of
us.
the toot. We're speaking in the
Come
context.
on, man.
Yes, us.
Now, if you want to have the GFE and you want to kiss her all in the mouth and all of that, then you might have an issue with that. But
The
if
fact
you
that this motherfucker knew what a GFE is,
I read girlfriend experience.
I read books.
I'm gonna just pause on that. Like the fact
I read books, man. I read books.
you know what a GFE is. We're gonna talk about this offline.
That's
He
girlfriend
read books, man.
experience.
I read
That's
books.
when she treats you like you her man for about an hour, and then it's over. After you fuck, she treats you like a regular nigga.
I read books.
5 minutes.
I read books, man. That's my
So it make that. I'm sorry, that makes no sense. You use condoms in 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes, do you expect the dude to be done in 5 minutes? And is you got a condom involved?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what you doing?
What do you mean? Magic, baby. I'm doing magic on
Okay.
the dick all the time.
That shit sound good. I guess.
Now, if you was my client, I would be like, "You right, baby. You need more time."
I ain't getting. It's $40.
Another $40.
Ain't no other 40. Ain't no other 40 credit.
No, listen, y'all gotta. All right,
You supposed to do your
I'm
job.
not supposed to be telling y'all this. This is sex talk live shit. Listen, when he want more time, you see how he complaining about 15 minutes ain't enough. Okay, you want a half hour? He thinking 15 plus 15 is fucking 80, right? When you get in the eighth, is the eighth. When you get in a quarter, is it as much as 2/8? Hell no. So what I'm going to do is be like, oh, you want a half hour? That's $100. Or that's 150. Most women, they shoot from 40 to 150 real fast, like real fast, because they really want you to get that 40. They really want you to go for that. So they're going to market their half hour at 150, but then you can really fucking talk them down to 100. Probably no lower than that because they don't want 80.
Okay, so you
But
talking like
that
kind of
shit
like
gonna
a
start at
massage parlor type,
150, so you could get that $40 deal.
massage parlor type of deal right there. Then that's
How do you know?
It's a marketing strategy. This
I
is
read a
regular
lot.
marketing strategy. You can apply this shit to anything.
I read a lot, bro. How about that one?
Huh?
Okay, I feel you. I hear you. I hear you.
Oh man, I
Don't
enjoy.
be taking my juice and getting bitches, man. I want 10%. If you do.
So so what's your opinion on in society that we don't live in an era to where traditional values can be performed to the letter? Back in the days, women were homemakers and men made enough money to support their whole household, but we live in a day and era now to where women work and they have their independence. Do you think that it's conducive to have traditional values and try to force them on society today?
I totally agree that things definitely has changed from how it used to be. But I think that the first, I think the problem is the first marriage is a marriage within oneself. And back in the days, that was the first marriage. And that's why Marriage used to work because in order for you to be inside a tribe, you had to first prove yourself as a person to be committed to that tribe. And in order to be committed to that tribe, there are certain tests that people went through in order to show their loyalty. So they're showing their loyalty to their self, meaning the tribe itself. And if you could show loyalty to that, then you can surely show loyalty to another person. But we don't do that anymore. I mean, of course, you got some college stuff where they do rituals. They got like masonry where they also do traditional stuff and rituals and stuff. But society itself doesn't take upon those certain things because most people don't get into those stuff to understand what it means to be loyal to something, to be more go for how we feel, and pretty much that's it. So we lost that natural way of life, even within ourselves, be having a subconscious and a conscious mind. Sometimes we go against ourselves within ourselves. We don't even loyal to our own self. So how we could hold a traditional standard being loyal how we used to be back in the days. So I mean, it's going to be difficult until we get back to first being loyal with ourselves. What I mean by that is that if we say, you know what, I'm going to go to the gym every week. Consciously, we told ourselves that to our subconscious to follow, but we don't do it. Now you upset with yourself, so you're not even loyal to yourself. And there's so many other aspects of loyalty within oneself that I probably go into. So it's going to be difficult for like going back to the time the single person, if a single person killing marriage. Everybody born single, so again, it's more that I think single people are great for marriage because you don't get married before you be single first, so they're not killing marriage. It's just the mindset is killing marriage. We're not growing up the way how we were back in the days with the traditions that was taught to us to become men and women. And I'm gonna end it with this. When you look at man is mind, mind. Woman is also mind as well, meaning that you are nothing when you first born, but you develop personalities. So it depends on your environment and who you grow up in, which we all know this is based upon what type of mind you're going to have, not the actual physical body.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. And I mentioned that earlier in the show. I don't know how long you've been watching, but I mentioned that earlier. Like when the society we live in now, we're what, 3 generations in to single parent households, untraditional households. So if you grow up in a household and you're a little boy and you never see an example of a husband having a healthy relationship and healthily interacting with a woman, you're not gonna know how to do it. And vice versa. If you're a woman and if you're a little girl and you grow up in a household and you never see your mother have a healthy relationship and interactions with a man, you're not gonna know how to do it. So I agree with what you're saying. It kind of starts in the home, and the fact that we're 3 generations in to single parent household is a reflection of that because that's what we've learned. We've learned that dysfunctional households, single parent households, is tradition now. It's a whole bunch of kids growing up on the playground right now saying, I don't know who my daddy is, or my daddy don't live with us, and the other ones are like, that's me neither. And all those little boys, you could talk shit about their daddy. That's why your daddy got one leg with a kickstand. Whatever. Say something about his mom. What you say about my mama? What you say about my mama? It's just how we grow up, how we've been raised, and it's the trickle down effect. It's a cycle that's repeating. So we got to figure out how we can correct this and do it within the terms and standards of today's socioeconomic society.
I don't want to correct that.
You want to leave baby mamas?
I said, yeah, I don't want to correct that.
We don't want to. Yeah, Mr. Love is stuck on how how we don't want to go back into the shotgun weddings and You know, if you're married, you stuck in this marriage. There's no backing out. Whether you're unhappy, you just stuck with that person. And I'm like, for y'all guys, for y'all men, a lot of men it would work out for, but for the few in the many in that few, they will be miserable. Like they can't get out of a situation that they really probably need to move on from. And sometimes marriages you kind of need to move on. Like think about the people that's on their second marriage right now.
Marriages,
They really
you
met
gotta
they
move on. What?
think about the
Oh
people that
Lord.
are in their second marriage right now and they really met the love of their life. If they did not move on from the first marriage, then how would they have found the person that they were supposed to find now?
I don't believe that in the least bit. I don't think the love of your life, or the woman that you married, the man that you married, was the official love of your life. Then you got divorced, and then you're telling me you're going to find another love of your life? That's why I call that bullshit. You know, they're just more compatible, and they're willing to deal with certain things now. You understand what I'm saying? Things that they wasn't willing to deal with in the first relationship or first marriage. They know how hard it is to find another person willing to put up with them, so they're willing to deal with and take certain things from their partner. Whether that's being lazy, not working, or being overweight. And that goes across the board, men or women. So, you know what I'm saying? We'll see that. We see that, you know. We see this all the time. We see a guy who's always dated skinny, fine women, right? Bad bitches, right, if you will. Married to a few of them. But the one that he's most happy with is this big old hefty woman that really loves him in the whole nine, right? So, you know, my motto is love who love you. And I'm not talking about
Right.
that fake love. You know what I'm saying? Love is action. Love is not words. Love is 100% action. So I love who love me. You know what I'm saying?
Morphine, if you got to drop off, because I know you had to get you some food, it's cool. I can hold it down.
Yeah, I'm about to drop off for like 5 seconds so I can get me some food. And then I want to end the damn show. We are 30 minutes over.
Yeah. Yeah, we are kind of taking it long, so we're gonna end the stream, but we're gonna keep everybody here on the panel. We can, you know, continue our conversation. So
thank you guys for joining the show. Thank you for the viewers for watching us. And we hope y'all guys come back next Wednesday and watch us again.
Yeah,
And for the next, because the next show is about single fathers and single mothers. Like this is a really, really, really contentious show. So we really need y'all to come up, show out, come join the stream yard. We want to hear your opinions.
yeah, next week is gonna be that double standard. How come it's okay for a woman with kids to say she want to date a man with no kids, but it's not okay for a man with no kids to say he don't want to date a woman with kids? You know, that's next week.
That's next week. Baby daddy, baby mama drama. We diving into it.
So y'all stay here.